Good evening, everybody. It is time for our Halloween one-shot, early Halloween one-shot, the game 10 Candles. It is a cooperative narrative game where there's like a premise of a story. All of these characters will play parts in those. We do not know what will happen, where it will go. We do know, however, though, that everyone is going to die at the end of this. So that is the gist of it. But before we get started,
Spoiler.
spoiler, I know, right? Gotta thank our buddies over at Heimat der Katastrophe for once again giving us unlimited use of their amazing dungeon synth. All of that you've been hearing on the opening screen and BR back and during the game. So go support them. They got some new releases coming out on Halloween. So
Cool.
yeah, Skull, you're right. Everybody's gonna die. So I don't really have anything else. This game is there's no map. There's just 10 candles you see, and I'll kind of get into the rules and everything once we get going. But do we have anything else we need to announce or discuss? No? Nobody? Okay. All right, so the premise of this game, like I said, it is cooperative narration. And I will set the stage really quickly because it has a very specific hook. So 10 days ago, the sky betrayed you, the world went dark, and the sun vanished completely, and you were alone. And when I say dark, I mean there's no moonlight, there's no stars, there's no satellite coverage, anything. It is pitch black, with the exception of candlelight, of flashlights, anything you can illuminate. So when you guys are walking around, just imagine that it is utterly black. It is pitch. It's not like walking around at night under moonlight or starlight. Pitch black. So you know that then 5 days ago they came, and now the radio's promised rescue that never comes. Now the lights flicker low, and the dark is where they hunt. Now you hear the screams. Now they're coming for you. Keep moving. Don't lose hope, and stay in the light. So that's essentially the world premise of this game. But moving on, before we introduce our characters here, these games, the way they work is they have a module. And the module is essentially almost like a writing prompt. It's a situation that these characters find themselves in. There is a loose goal. There are loose areas of note. However, that does not have to be what happens or where they go. So here it is. After they came, you narrowly escaped the city in an old pickup, hoping isolation would be the answer. Maybe if you just hold up for a while, this would all be over soon. Between long stretches of radio static, you heard a distress call from a small seaside town called Sawtooth Point. Something about an old lighthouse and help just offshore. And also something else. There were fires in the forests. And where there is fire, there is light. And where there is light, there is safety. So with a dusty map in the glove box, you found your way there, taking side roads just to be careful. Unfortunately, taking the long way drained the tank. Maybe you can find supplies in the time you need. Or maybe the rumors are true, and that there is hope waiting to be guided to shore. So, you guys are all in this pickup truck. Possum, I believe, is in the back. It's a pretty tight cab. And it's trundling along, running out of gas. And the headlights are trained on a sign, and you thankfully make it. It reads, "Welcome to Sawtooth Point." So, let's go through the characters. Let's see who we're dealing with here. We'll start at the top. My left, right, depending on which direction you're in. Jess, who are you playing tonight?
I'm Josephine Squire, but call me Joe. I'm a 17-year-old shitty teen. Should I go into like what I look like?
Yeah. Give a brief, just physical description of you. Yeah.
She has her hair was once dyed black, but it's kind of grown out now, and she wears jeans and hoodies mainly. What you'd expect from a teen, I guess.
Okay.
Are
What
we
about-
doing our traits at all, or is that
Yeah, you can speak traits. So mechanically, everybody who's watching and everybody here is very new to the system. I'm new to it, so there's bound to be mistakes. I've never run this before. But we did character creation off stream just to expedite things, but they chose traits and then had to pass them to the left and right unbeknownst to themselves. So they ended up being very different people than they imagined. But traits mechanically work in such a way that when a conflict roll arises, you can choose to burn it to re-roll any ones, because anytime you roll ones, that is removed from the scene. So yeah, tell us a little bit. You don't have to go specific into your traits, but just like, what kind of person she is based on those.
She's an addict and she's resourceful. So she's good at getting the things that she's addicted to, but she's also good at getting out of bad situations, and
Okay.
she's pretty good at surviving. So her goal
Okay.
is to survive.
All right. So Ryan, who is Timothy Craig? Tell us a little about Timothy.
Timothy Craig is kind of just a guy. He's a company man, just does his 9 to 5, goes home. It's pretty clean cut. Generally wears, office outfits, dress pants, shirt, that stuff. Still wears it, still relatively well dressed, but disheveled at this point. Clean cut, but like stubble's growing in. And his traits are that he is afraid and committed.
Okay. And these traits are pretty vague for a reason. That allows some like creativity on the parts of the players to figure out what that means. And that doesn't define them in terms of how they are all the time. One is a virtue and one is a vice. So a good and bad thing about them. And they have to work those into the narrative if they want to use those cards. So, all right, Ducky, who is Levi Aronson?
Yeah, so Levi is an 18-year-old trust fund baby. So
Another teen.
yeah. So he's got reddish hair, kind of a medium build. His traits are lucky and judgmental, so everything's kind of fallen into his lap until now. So he doesn't understand why other people are like so upset and struggling all the time. So he's kind of a dick.
Okay. Cool. And Eric, who is Paul Possum Offerman?
Well, first of all, I gotta say for Levi Aronson, those traits fit perfect for the character. Lucky and judgmental. That's perfect.
Yep.
So Paul Offerman, otherwise his friends call him Possum, mid-20s, but he looks older. He's thin, prematurely gray. He's homeless, kind of a transient, but not crazy homeless, just kind of like maybe run of bad luck and kind of okay with that. Like, goes from town to town, finds work, does what he does, and doesn't stay one place too long. Traits are streetwise, which fits for,
Yep.
living on the fringes, and a bit worrisome. So,
Okay.
well, he's in this life. As he's getting older, he's starting to realize that's maybe not sustainable, although
Yeah.
now nothing is.
Yeah, exactly. Now everything is gone, and you guys are just trying to eke out some kind of life, I guess. All right. So, let us begin. So, as I said, you guys took these back roads. You heard some chatter on the radio. If it's true, if it's not, you have no idea. But like I said, you took the back roads to this place. None of you have ever been here. But you did find it on the map in the glove box of this truck. And unfortunately, this long drive drained the gas tank. But luckily, just as it's running on fumes and sputtering out, the headlights reveal a sign that says, "Welcome to Sawtooth Point." And you see that the road ahead dips down a bit. It's a bit of a slope. And you can't see very far beyond that because, again, everything is pitch black. The headlights don't go that far. You see hints of trees, what to be expected. So, oh, and before we forget, before these characters stopped here, they had a brief moment, and there's a small recorder in the glove box as well. And they know, the gas is running out. They're running out of time, and they just, on a whim, decided to leave a message on this tape recorder. Each one of them in private. They don't know what was said. Not sure, just to kind of leave a mark of themselves behind. Maybe leave a mark of hope for someone else, or just a little bit about themselves to maybe immortalize themselves in this dying world. So. Okay, so all of you guys are in the truck, however you guys want to be situated. I'm guessing Paul's probably in the truck bed, laying down. But yeah, you feel the truck come to a stop. Engine sputters out. What do you guys want to do? And there's no initiative in this game. So the way it works is when someone brings up something that they want to do, that the outcome is unknown, I'll ask for a roll, and they will become the active player. And that roll, the success or failure of that roll will determine the narrative, who has the narrative. So
you said we're kind of at the top of a hill and it goes down.
yeah, it kind of dips down, and you see these trees just kind of reaching up to the sides of the road.
So I'll knock on the window to the bed because I'm in the back.
Okay.
I'll open the little window.
It sounds like we're out of gas. I say we put it in what we call poor man's overdrive. You just get over this hill and coast it down as far as we can go.
Sounds like a good idea.
Better than walking.
Okay. So
Who's driving?
I guess
I'm
either
probably driving.
probably Ryan. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's with like a couple of punk kids, and then
I got a
some transient
17-year-old,
guy
an
in the back.
18-year-old, and a transient.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting here in my suit pants, like rumpled up suit jacket, just like God fucking damn.
Okay.
Lucky.
So, if everyone has agreed, Eric, he initiated the idea. So, if that's what you guys want to do, we will have our first roll of the evening, and it'll be 10 dice because you guys have a die per lit candle, and you roll all of those, and then if you get at least 1 6, you succeed, and you get to narrate what happens next. If you fail, I get to narrate it, and then a candle goes dark, and then we immediately end the scene and move on to the next one. So why don't you roll me 10d6, Eric, and we'll see if you get a success. Okay,
Yeah.
you did. So you succeeded, but however, you also rolled 2 ones. So you can either embrace your trait, whichever one is active. You're on the top of the stack, so either it's a vice or a virtue, or you can choose to lose those 2 dice, and they will be gone for the remainder of this scene for anybody else to roll for success. I should probably write this down. If you're in the real world, you can just take the dice away.
I will go ahead and sacrifice a trait
Okay. Which one's on top?
streetwise.
Streetwise. Okay. All right. So you will burn that figuratively in these candles.
Right.
So just set that aside, and that is you will not be able to use that trait anymore. So go ahead and re-roll the 2 ones. So 2d6, and we'll see if they don't end up on 1. You guys have a full dice pool. Okay, so you guys still have 10 dice. Okay, Paul, what happens next?
So we kind of we weren't quite to the top of the hill, so we had to kind of push it a few feet to get it to crest the hill. And then they're all in. I jump in last into the bed of the truck. And through darkness, it's tough to see the road exactly, but we're trying to get as much speed as we can. Down the hill, kind of hits the bottom, curves, and we just coast for as long as we can, maybe another couple hundred yards before we just run out of steam. But I figure we made up a little bit of distance in the car, and then it stops
Okay.
on the flats.
Okay, so you stop on the flats, and these headlights, they're pretty bright. Thankfully, the battery hasn't gone out yet. And what you see before you end up in the middle of a what appears to be a main road. And just before the lights reach fades away, you see a couple of storefronts. The one on the right has some windows broken out. Can't really read what it is from here. The one on the left, however, is intact, the windows. There's just trash scattered along the road. But that's it. That's as far as you can see with the headlights. What would you guys like to do?
Are there any other cars parked or?
Yeah, I'll say you can kind of see a couple parked up ahead, yeah. On the sides of the road.
How to get some gas? All we really need is a hose, right?
Yeah.
Should we keep pushing the truck since it has the light?
Does the headlights hit the cars that are parked?
Yeah, you can see it, yeah.
We just leave the lights on, maybe we can just get to the cars. But I don't have a hose. I pat my
There's some
pocket.
storefronts, right?
Oh.
Yeah. Are there any like general stores or hardware stores or?
Are you going to get out and take a look?
Well,
I
I'm
mean-
already out because I was just in the bed of the truck.
I'm not going to get out first because I
Yeah,
am
but-
afraid. yet
so where
committed.
you were sitting in this truck, and same with you, Paul. You're sitting in the back. The windows, they're kind of gleaming with the light. They're pretty dusty and dirty, so it's difficult to see what's inside. And any signage is too high to see.
All right, I'm gonna get out.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if there's a general store,
Okay.
maybe a pharmacy.
So you walk up to. Do you want to go to the pharmacy? Do you want to go to the left building with the windows intact, or do you want to go to the right building where there's some broken glass?
Maybe I'll go to the broken glass place first and just kind of like see if I can peek in.
Okay. Yeah, you make it in there. You are safely in the light at this point. You peek in the window, and this is unknown. So why don't you roll me 10d6 and see what happens.
Okay. So it's what slash roll or roll slash.
You can it's /R space 10d6.
Okay. Oh God.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to burn a trait.
you got no successes. You got a 1. So what happens now is you failed, meaning a candle goes out.
But what if I want to use a trait? Can I?
That's only to reroll a 1.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you make your way up to the up to this broken window, and you peek inside, and you're a little bit careless because you're sort of nervous, and you slice your finger on a piece of broken glass. Not a big deal. You've been cut before. And you kind of peer inside. You see a little bit of the headlight. Do you have a Do you have anything on you, like that would be illuminate, like a flashlight or anything like that?
Yeah, I'll reach into my sock and pull out my trusty lighter and with my not cut hand try to light
Okay.
it and see.
So you take your lighter out and you train it around, and you see something that's a little unsettling. You see that it almost appears as if someone or something was pulled through this window. And there is blood all on the inside of the window display. It looks to be a general store with the random, cans of food and some maybe like fishing supplies here and there, just general things at a general store. The blood is dried though. It's very dry. It's been here for a long time.
Okay, I'm gonna back away and then kind of go over to the car. Just so it's a general store, but it looks like someone got dragged through the window. So I don't know if we want to try the other place first. But I mean,
Like just recently, or
Oh, you know what? I forgot one thing.
oh, the scene ends,
The
doesn't it?
scene ended.
Oh,
New game, everybody. I apologize.
new
So,
game.
this is a new game. I'm not,
Wait,
I'm not
what?
familiar with it.
Oh,
No, I'm just saying I've never run it. So,
I thought you were
Start
like,
over.
we're starting.
so
over.
no.
You ruined it.
So changing scene. Anytime a candle darkens, a new scene begins. So we have to speak truths. So the way that works is it's a way to push the story forward, right? And you guys get to name a single thing, like I find bottled water in the general store. I find a hose in the general store.
Definitely
it's
found a
just-
hose.
It starts raining, like I said. It could be any of those kind of, definitely a hose. Okay. And the way it works is I begin every time and say, these things are true, the world is dark. And then because you failed the roll, you would go Jess. And then we go clockwise, so Ducky, then Eric, then Ryan, then back to you. Up until we do 9 truths, because that's how many candles are lit. At the very end, in a very chanty mantra way, you guys all say the final one is, and we are alive.
Okay.
Okay. So I will start. You hear a skittering sound inside the store.
I see a hose lying on the ground.
Okay. Ducky?
So we say a truth, right?
Yeah, basically it's something that's true with the world. It could be something about your character, somebody else's character, how you're feeling. It could be anything, just very, very general. It doesn't have to be, doesn't have to help or hinder you. It could just be an observation, like the weather.
It's
Or
starting to get a little
sounds.
chilly.
Okay. All right, Eric. Oh, you're on mute. Mute's in the chat.
I see a cat run out of the store.
Okay. Ryan.
So she hasn't actually, whatever happened, like she hasn't come out of the store yet.
No,
right?
no, no. She basically what I described. Yeah, she
Gotcha.
she sees the blood. She looks into the store and yeah, determines it's a general store. That's it. But so far,
Joe is
yeah.
taking too long. Yeah,
What is taking too long?
she is.
Okay, she's taking too long. All right, Jess. That's 5.
Oh, didn't I already say mine?
We got to go all the way around until we get to 9.
Oh, I love cats.
Okay, Ducky, or that's actually me. You feel a light rain coming down. So Ducky.
There's a small light in the back of this store with the intact window.
Okay, so the other building.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is truths about the world, so it doesn't have to be specific to where you guys are. It could be anything. So, and then the final one will be Eric, if my count is correct.
You?
Sitting yeah. Nah, we don't have to do it again. I'm just sitting on the ground between the headlights, and since it started to sprinkle,
You put your hood up. Okay. Easy enough. Okay, so again, Josephine or Joe, you are leaning over the broken window. A cat darted out, starting to rain. Timothy is a little frustrated with you.
Worried, not frustrated.
Worried, sorry.
I'm a fearful guy.
Got it. Okay.
I think that if she's taken this long, maybe something happened to her.
And you heard there was a skittering sound in the back of the store you're in. And then as you looked over your shoulder, you saw a light in the store opposite you. So continue with what you would like.
Okay, after I hear the skittering, see the hose, cat darts out, I'm going to go back to the truck and
Okay.
let them know I cut my finger, but I'm fine. I heard something, but I saw a hose in there.
How many?
Just one. But there's probably more.
Timothy still has his sense of humor, despite all this.
I guess hose would be like 2 at least.
Sorry.
Not sure if you guys want to check it out, but I'm not going in there alone.
Yeah, no, I think if we got you said you have the hose, right? You took it?
No, I just saw it. I guess I probably could have just said I had it.
But you didn't.
God damn it.
Fucking kids. All right. I'll go back in with you. Let's find this.
So are you going to the door or through the broken window?
Let's just go through the door. I mean, if she cut her hand, we should probably try to find something to bandage that up too.
Okay.
This is a general store?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, you guys walk into the store, the door is unlocked, and you hear that familiar ding-a-ling-a-ling-ling. There's a bell on the door.
Great.
Yeah. An old school bell, a real bell, not an electronic one, because there is no power. But it doesn't appear as if anything is alerted. So you guys step inside. The floor is just covered with debris of like some broken glass. It's dusted. There's garbage. It almost looks as if somebody's been grabbing supplies or even living here. There's trash everywhere. You see a cash register up ahead behind the counter. But are you just using your lighter, Josephine, to illuminate? Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are standing there just over the threshold, seeing this store. But it doesn't appear, even though the bell is ringing, or has rung, that it has alerted anything or anyone.
So can I guide him to where I saw the hoses?
Yeah.
The hose?
Yeah. Of course. Yeah, you guys are in narrative control now.
While they're doing this, can I go up to the building they're in?
Mm-hmm.
So from outside the window, I say, get something to put the gas in.
Yeah, can we just kind of pillage this if it's there? Like grab some bandages, maybe some flashlights.
Bucket.
See if they...
So
see if there's like
Potassium.
gas tanks.
So
Yeah.
you saw a
Little
hose,
Sudafed.
but
Yeah.
we'll need to find out what else would be there. So whoever would like to make that roll, if you guys want to, if that's your next step, is to try to look for supplies. Is that you,
Yeah.
Ryan?
Yeah,
I've already
so she
blown out
rolled
a
the last
candle.
time.
So
Yeah.
roll me a 96, and we will see if you get a success. You did,
Nice.
and you
Two sixes,
got
no ones.
no
Yeah.
ones. So you have
Solid.
narrative control. So what do you find?
I just kind of pretty much everything we're looking for. Just about everything we're looking for. Small gas can. It's not a really big one. It's one of those just like emergency ones that only holds like a gallon. There's only like one or two of those left. There is
Okay.
like one of those cheap, shitty little just like roadside like first aid kits. It's pretty much just like some tape, ace wrap, some bandages and stuff like that, just basic stuff. Grab couple of flashlights, couple of extra
Okay.
batteries, and then we get to the hose. And then maybe if they have, I don't know, they don't generally keep like knives and stuff like that in a general store, would they? Just something sharp, like just a small like utility
Yeah,
knife
I'll
or
say
a
you
little.
find. Yeah, I'll say you find a
Yeah.
utility.
Or no, what's that thing
knife.
called that all the dads have that like folds open and it's got the needle nose and all the stuff in
The
it?
multi-tool.
Swiss
Like a multi-tool. Oh yeah, like a multi-tool.
A
Yeah.
leather man.
I find all that. But I don't find any food.
Ah, he's got.
I'd say.
Ducky just advertised it. He's got one.
There it is.
What a dad.
Ah,
Yeah. but there's no food, which is something I wanted to at least try to find something of, like cans and stuff like that, because all these kind of stores at some point, like especially right up at the front, always have like some, some of those impulse buy
Yeah.
kind of, at least Snickers or something. There's
I'll say you guys find a couple of things. This store has been ransacked pretty hard, but you do find a couple flashlights, some batteries, some like junk food, basically, maybe a couple cans of food. Yeah, and you find something to put the gasoline in. I'll say it's a bunch of water bottles, I guess. Maybe it's not like a big like gas tank or a gas can or anything like that, but.
And are there any like bags or anything in here, even like the plastic bags behind the register or anything like that?
Yeah, I'll say you find some like trash bags or something like that.
Yeah. Then we just chuck it all in some trash bags and
Okay.
I guess head
So-
back.
Yeah, you guys haul all of this outside. Your trash bags are full of the goods you could scavenge. What about the rest of you? Ducky, are you? Levi, is he still in the truck? I know. Paul, you're just sitting out there with your hood up, right?
yeah, I'm just sitting like basically on the ground right in front of the truck. Like two headlights are like right here.
Okay.
Levi is at the store, like next to the one that they're in, kind of
Okay.
trying to peer through that front window
Okay.
to see what that little light is.
All right. So why don't you roll me? That is unknown. Let's see what is inside this store. What do you see? So why don't you roll me a 9d6, and if you get at least 1 6, you succeed. And you did, and you only got 1 1, so that's not too bad. That just brings the dice pool down to 8d6, unless you want to somehow use whatever card you have on your top of your stack, your vice or your virtue. It's up to you, though.
I'm gonna save it.
Okay, so we are down to 8d6 for this scene. So Ducky, as Levi sort of peers into this dusty window, what do you see?
It's a faint green light at the back of the store. Can't really make out what it is. So he's gonna go ahead and try the door, and luckily it's open or unlocked. And as he goes in, he hears a faint radio static. And as he gets closer to the light, it looks like it's a portable radio, kind of low on battery and just low static.
Okay, but nothing coming through. Okay.
Nothing.
All right, so you go inside, you see this greenish light. And where did you say the green light was coming from? The back of the store?
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, you hear this hiss of static on this radio. Unfortunately, there's no voices. You kind of tune the you tuner dial for a while, but just nothing. And so you kind of switch it off to preserve the batteries, I guess. Okay. What would you guys like to do next?
Are they back with the hose and the gear?
Yeah. So Timothy and Joe, they came out with all the bags with the gear. Yep. And Levi
So-
disappeared into the other building across the street.
So I'll tell them that Levi went to the store over there. But I'd like to try and siphon some gas out of a car.
Okay. So yeah, you approach this car. That is unknown if this car has any gas. So why don't you roll me a skill check or to see if you find anything. So it's going to be 8d6 you're going to roll. Oh, and I guess I get to
No
roll.
whammy, no whammy,
I get to roll 1 6 because I could control the narration.
No.
Oh, failure immediately.
Ooh.
Okay, so yeah, you fail. So yeah, you go over to this car, you crack open the gas tank, and it's bone dry. There's absolutely nothing. So another candle already goes out, and we will start our mantra in a second here. What is true? And remember, you guys can jump ahead in time too. But that's completely up to you. You can kind of like tease this out if you want to explore this area more. All right. So these things are true. The world is dark. And we'll start with Eric.
We are still out of gas, and I'm starting to feel hopeless.
Ryan.
How many cars were there around?
So there are like 4 cars. Let's just say that.
One of the cars has gas in it.
Okay. Joe or Jess? I guess both.
We're able to get a gallon out of the car.
A gallon only? Okay. As you guys are doing this, one of a light catches your eye in a second story window right above you. So Ducky.
The store that I'm in is a small veterinary clinic.
Okay. And last one is Eric.
The rain stops.
Oh, actually, I guess we got one more, huh? So Ryan, last one.
There's a woman in the window.
Oh. Okay. And we are alive. That's what you guys say.
Oh yeah, and we're
We
alive.
are
Yeah, and we are alive.
All right. Okay. So, what do you guys do? You saw a light. You managed to get about a gallon of gas out of one of these cars. You see a light, and then you also see a woman briefly. As Levi discovers that the store he found is actually a small veterinary clinic, and thankfully the rain has stopped. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm a little interested in that vet
Yeah.
clinic. I love cats. And ketamine.
Yeah, and ketamine. That cable.
Okay.
There it is. Did you guys see that woman in the window?
I didn't see anything. I was trying to get gas.
Yeah, briefly.
What do we want to do?
I guess we could talk to her, or we could keep going.
Can't go anywhere till Levi gets back.
Yeah,
Guys-
maybe I should go get Levi in the vet clinic.
Okay.
Okay.
So you go get Levi. She explains that Joe explains that you guys saw a woman in the second story window.
Really? Just
Yeah, it was.
standing there.
She kind of walked by. It was pretty brief, but we're pretty sure it was a woman.
Maybe they know where we can get gas. My mom used to be a vet, and they would always keep a generator just in case for emergencies, and usually those generators ran off of gasoline. But I can't find anything.
How about any medical supplies? You know, in case somebody gets sick, or like painkillers.
It's in that storage cabinet, but there's a padlock on it. It looks like someone tried to hack at it, but they didn't succeed.
Damn. Well, we're talking about if we want to talk to that woman or not. What do you think?
Maybe she knows where we can get gas or has gas for us. I've got cash in my wallet. Can always buy it from her.
All right.
I have to assume she knows we're down here. If she wanted to talk. We're
I
right.
mean, we are a bunch of hoodlum-looking folks in the street breaking into buildings.
Speak about yourself, young lady. Not all of us look like you.
I'm sorry, but there's a lot of women that probably wouldn't want a pack of guys knocking on their door at this time.
Well, maybe you should go.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't be too far behind.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll at least do the whole like Men in Black thing, like stand close enough that they know we're there, but not too close that, you know, you start to get the wrong idea or anything like that.
Okay. So Joe, you lead the way. I'm guessing you still have your lighter on you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, flashlight's not too.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you guys
true.
have flashlights. So how did you guys
Yeah,
distribute
maybe I'll
the
use a
flashlights?
flashlight.
How many flashlights did we get?
I'll just say 2.
Well, I'll keep one just and hold on to all the supplies, and then we can just give one to somebody who's going off.
Is anybody else going, or is it just Timothy and Joe?
Well, I think she called us all creepy dudes and didn't think we should go. So
I didn't call you all creepy dudes. I'm just saying the perception from stranger. I don't know.
But at least we're human.
That's true.
yeah,
I'm gonna stay by the
at
truck.
least it's not them.
Okay. I'll stay with Levi. I'll go back to my spot between the 2 headlights.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, I do look a little more presentable than you two. I won't knock on the door, but I'll be near the house
Okay.
so that
Oh, you're gonna be near it, and then she's gonna go up alone.
yeah.
Okay. Because it is you saw it. Okay, so you go up to this, and it's actually it's another storefront. It's not a house, but it appears as if there's another like apartment, a living quarters on the second floor. So it's probably attached, you know, from the inside.
Okay.
And are you knocking, Joe, or are you going inside?
I guess I'll knock
Okay.
lightly.
All right. Why don't you give me a roll? Let's see what happens when you knock on this door. So I need you to roll me. What do we got? 8. So 8d6, and we'll see if you succeed. If you get a 6.
I didn't do it right.
/R space 8d6. Or you can literally click that d6 8 times and just go. Okay, so you got 1 success and you got
Yeah.
no 1. So nice.
Yeah.
Actually, however, I need to roll my 2d6 to see if I get narrative control. I do not. So basically, the way narrative control works for me is now I get to, however many unlit candles there are, I get to roll. If I get equal to or more than your 6s, I have narrative control even if you succeed. So you step up to this storefront and knock. What happens?
I hear some stirring and some footsteps, and the woman peeks out, sees me there, and walks down, cracks the door, and asks what I want. And I tell her that me and my friends are looking for some gas, that our
Okay.
truck ran out, and that
So
we'd be willing to pay her if she
Okay.
could help us.
she kind of looks at you expressionless, and she's wearing just a robe with some, looks like torn up jeans underneath and a dirty tank top. And it looks to be stained. It's kind of hard to tell in the dim light if it's just, rust or dirt or old blood. It's kind of difficult to tell. And she just says to you, "Come in."
Well, are you able to help us?
She looks at you again. "Oh, come in. I can help you, of course."
Do you mind if my friends come with me?
"Of course. I can help you. Come in."
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay. So yeah, you head over to them. What would you like to do?
She was vague, and she said she could help us if we come in. Gonna be honest, I got some sus ass vibes. Teen.
Joe is a teen, everybody, yes. But that's how Jess talks in real life, too. So take it for what you will. So
I
do you
don't know
guys
if we should
decide
go in,
to
but-
go
Did
along?
you just go back to Timothy to say that, or did you come all the way down outside to where we are?
I think to everyone. She said we could all go in and that she could help us. She seemed very adamant about us going in.
Well, we can still try these other cars.
You guys do have a gallon of gas, so
We have a gallon. We don't have too far to go. Can we? We have no idea how far it is to the lighthouse, right?
no, you've never been here whatsoever. You heard there were like rumors of a lighthouse through the radio static, but again, like you've never been here. You haven't seen a lighthouse. Everything's completely black except for the illumination you possess.
Listen, if you got a bad feeling, I say we just go. When I've seen enough movies, when things get bad, there's always someone that's going to take advantage. There's like 3 other guys inside that house. As soon as we walk in, there's something going on. I don't. We got gas. We got the truck. I say we dump it in and get out of here.
Yeah.
So as you guys are sitting here deliberating, you do see movement. You see from the storefront that Joe came from and spoke to the woman. She steps out onto the porch and then moves down the sidewalk and is coming at you. And she keeps saying, "I thought you were bringing your friends. I can help you. I can help
Get the
you."
gas. Just put the
And
possum. Get the gas in the truck.
and she's coming closer and closer, and Possum as she nears you, you are just struck cold because this woman looks just like your mother.
Like
And she-
just like her.
Just like her. It looks like your mother. It could be your mother. You have no idea, but you do know you haven't seen your mother in a long time. But she's walking toward you very quickly, offering her help.
Shit, I forgot my mom's name. I saw you. Mom? Is that you?
Yes, it's me, son. Let me help
Uh,
Does it sound like her as well?
you. Yeah, sounds just like her, looks just like her.
What are you doing here? I start to get up.
Okay, you stand up, and she's about 10 feet away now. She doesn't really respond.
did we get the gas in the truck?
Are you guys are doing that while you do it? Okay. Yeah, so you guys are back there doing all that stuff. Why don't you roll me who's doing the gas in the truck? Who's putting that in there?
I mean,
Well, if-
probably me.
You?
These kids don't. I
Okay.
highly doubt that they know how to.
So why don't you
Or
give
at least
me
I don't.
I'm
Trust
pretty
them to.
resourceful. I
why
can
don't
help
you give me a roll to see if you happen to get the gas in the truck during the span of time where this woman, Possum's mother, is approaching you. So I'm gonna need
It's 8d6, right?
8d6. Yep.
Fuck.
Okay. You
Oh.
failed. So again,
Third of
the
the way down
light
already.
goes out. I know already. So yeah, unfortunately, you guys don't get the gas. Some of it spills out. You guys are nervous, hurrying it along. Unfortunately, oops. Oh, I'm moving these guys. Possum seems to be kind of just awestruck at what he's seeing, his mother ahead of him. So yeah, there's gas kind of splattering along the side of the truck. And we have to speak some truths here. So, these things are true. The world is dark. And who was the last active player? I forgot. Who rolled last? Tim. Yeah. So, we'll start with you.
That's not Possum's mom.
Joe.
I'm muted.
Ah,
I have my hand on the switchblade in my pocket.
okay. The woman drops to the ground 5 feet in front of Possum. And Ducky's next.
There's lightning in the distance illuminating her face.
Possum.
And the rain starts again, but much heavier.
And we are alive.
We are alive.
We are alive.
Yeah.
Alive
Okay.
for
Now.
All right. So you're standing here. Lightning strikes. There is raining starting again, just as this woman who looks exactly like your mother falls, crumpled to the ground, unmoving. What would you like to do?
Because I was sitting, so I'll stand up and call, Mom, are you okay? And start slowly kind of walking towards her.
Possum. Wait,
What?
I'm
Oh,
gonna
you're
like,
talking to him. Okay. sorry.
yeah. Can I like grab his jacket and like,
Yeah.
okay. Yes. Have you? I don't think that's your mom. Why would your mom be here?
I don't know,
Yeah.
but it looks just like her. It sounds like her.
But you have that one of the truths that Timothy established was that it is definitely not your mom. So, as you guys are talking about this, and you kind of kneel down to get a better look, and the hair is kind of fallen in front of her face, and she's kind of crumpled. You move it away, and it is not, in fact, not your mom. It's a woman you've never seen before. Significantly younger than your mother. But as this happens, another woman steps at the door. And again, it looks just like your mother. And she starts to walk toward you again.
I gotta go.
I'm kind of frozen for a second.
Tim, start the car.
Okay, you guys are jumping in and starting the car?
I'm gonna try to
Yeah,
get the
did
gas
we-
in the car.
I say, did we get the gas in?
Yeah, you guys managed to get the gas
Oh,
in
we got
now.
that in there. Yeah.
So you start the engine. It rattles to life. This woman is still walking toward the truck. What would you guys like to do now? You see the road stretching out in front of you. Where it goes, you have no idea.
We take off.
Okay. All right, you gun it down the road, and let's see.
Is this stick or is it automatic? Is it an older truck?
It's an old truck. It's an old pickup.
Okay. So I can, be sitting on the throttle a lot, saving a lot of gas, pushing the clutch in, right?
Yeah. So
I know
you're trying
I know how to
to
do that.
preserve gas. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys race down the road, and you don't stop until that the small storefronts and that little main street is far behind you. And but a fork appears in the road.
Are there any signs?
No signs that you can see.
Can we see a grade? Does one seem to go more uphill and another downhill, or?
I don't know. Let's find out. Why don't you roll me 76?
All right.
And I'll roll 3d6.
Oh wait, how do I take one off?
Oh, no successes for me.
I'll just do this. I'm doing 7, right?
7.
6 and no ones.
Okay. So yeah, you're at the fork in the road. What happens?
So we notice one kind of goes to the left and up into the forest, where the other one seems to go more to the right and down a little bit. I say we go to the right. If we're looking for a lighthouse, we need to be at the coast. Sea level. Down makes the most sense to me.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So I'll
Okay.
just ease the car that direction. Like I said, still clutching down hills and
Neutral downhill for sure.
So you ease that car, you ease the car down that direction, or the truck down that direction. The road loses paving pretty quickly. It's kind of just barely a dirt road. And with the windows down, you do hear the distant crash of the sea. But you also do see in the headlights some small cabins, some little houses tucked away in the woods to either side of the road. And again, in one of those, you see what looks to be like a candle's flame. What would you guys like to do?
Do we stop?
Do we need to?
Do we have any food? I'm starving.
I have a candy bar in my pocket. And I'll break it into pieces and share a piece with everyone.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's a Kit Kat. We all got one.
It was like one of the Snickers King ones.
Don't want us getting hangry.
Mm-mm. Turning into Possum's mom.
Yeah, that'd be bad. No, but there's people maybe in these cabins. Do we care, or do we just keep going?
I mean, the last people wasn't really people.
But they could help us. They might know more about what we've heard on the radio.
Or at least where the lighthouse is.
So you guys are sitting here, truck idling, deciding to get out and look or keep going down the road.
Do we stay or do we go?
I don't know. Both scared the hell out of me.
I say we go. If they're not trying to hide their presence, then I say bad news.
But the light's the best place to be. If you have some sort of light.
Yeah, who all has? So there's 2 flashlights. There's a lighter. Does Possum or Levi have anything?
I do have a book of matches in my pocket. I have a book of matches and a Sharpie.
Okay.
I have a lighter, but it only makes sparks.
Awesome.
Yeah. I just have like keys and a dead cell phone.
Okay.
Is it dead?
My wallet's got nothing in it. The cell phone?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's been dead.
I mean, there's no service, but I didn't know if it had a charge still.
No, the battery. That's what I should have looked for, is a battery charger.
My phone has like 5%.
But yours is iPhone, mine's Android. So
Plot twist. Shit. You just
Find a
fi-
charger,
You,
put
ju-
it
you
to
just
lightning
find
cable.
a fucking Apple
Yeah.
store. God damn it.
yeah.
Okay. So are you guys going to
If-
continue or stop?
I say go. Levi says go. What do you guys say?
I have no idea. I always thought I watched those zombie apocalypse movies, and I always thought I'd be fine with that. So I'm used to scavenging and living on the fringes, but this is all bullshit. This sucks. I don't know. You guys decide.
All right, I take off.
Okay. You peel around. You leave this stretch of road, and you follow it all the way down. And you see that the terrain becomes rockier, and then it kind of dissipates. And then you see something jump out to the center of the road. And as you get closer, it looks like a person. It looks like they're just completely wrapped in Christmas lights, and they're waving their hands over their head with a very fearful look on their face.
Are the Christmas lights lit?
Yes, they're lit.
Wow.
Brilliant.
Guys, what the fuck is that?
I don't know, and I don't care. I weave around them
Okay.
and keep going.
All right, you they basically dive out of the way as the car approaches, and you split the difference with them, and then you hear
Hell to them.
I'm in the back. I'm like, sorry.
and then you hear someone screaming, "Help! Help! No help!" And then you guys continue into the distance.
I mean, it is pretty smart.
So as you guys continue
who's-
on,
I lay down in the back of the bed and just close my eyes.
okay. All right, so you close your eyes, you continue on the road, and you pull onto a parking lot. There's a bunch of posts around it. There's no cars whatsoever, though. There's a single light, street lamp. It is clearly out. But the mist of the ocean is even more present where you are. Possum, you can definitely feel it. And you guys pull into this parking lot, and your headlights start to sputter out. So now they're flickering as you guys pull into this lot, this empty lot.
As I hear it slow down, I kind of stand up in the back, hand on the top of the cab, and doing a
Okay.
quick look around to see what I can see.
Okay. Why don't you make me a roll? Let's see what you do see out here in the darkness. Through the flickering light, and you can grab one of the flashlights if you want to. So 76.
Come on. Papa needs a new pair of shoes. One
Okay,
six.
you only got 1-1, so I don't know if you want to use anything to resolve that, or if you just want to lose that from the die pool for now. And I
So
need-
the only way we can get rid of them is by using our trait things, right?
Yeah, you do know something was strange, though, is that you do know that they do not like the light. And the woman that you saw, who looked just like your mother, did not seem to be fleeing from the light. But yeah, you have narrative rights. I did not roll a single 6, so... What does Possum see when he stands up in this truck bed? The flickering headlights of this truck.
So I see kind of a building up ahead. And then the parking lot's not actually like on the beach. Looks like we're still on a bluff kind of above, but it looks like there might be a staircase down to the beach. And then there's also a path leading off to the north along the bluffs, but the marine layer's a little too thick to see exactly where it goes to.
Okay. So you see all of this. The like I said, the headlights are flickering. The battery seems to be dying. Truck sputtering. What would you guys
Are we
like
out
to
of
do?
gas or?
Yeah, it seems to be getting low.
Seems like the battery's going too.
This truck has seen better days for sure.
Maybe we should have just taken a different car. Probably got better gas mileage.
Yeah, true.
We'll turn it off, save what we have.
Okay.
I'll kind of tell them what I saw.
Are you
Which-
guys leaving the lights on flickering, or are you turning the power off completely?
Shut it down. Fuck.
Okay,
Be able
so
to start it again.
I don't know. Do we turn it up? Do we?
Idling takes more gas than starting a car.
But you don't have to have it idle. You can turn off the gas and still have the lights on.
And the battery
It'll
seems to be
drain the
going.
battery, so it won't last very long.
Should have taken one of the car batteries, but I guess we would have added Jimmy up in a hood or something. Yeah, I'll turn the car off but leave the power on.
okay, you do that. So the car's off, power's still on, headlights still flickering.
So there's a building up there. I don't know what it is. Looks like a walkway down the bluffs to the beach and a path going north along the cliffs. Perhaps to a lighthouse. I don't know.
We don't see lighthouse. We don't see a light out of the water. We don't see anything.
There's no light. It's complete blackness.
Well, I thought that was kind of point of the purpose is the lighthouse wasn't actually functioning, correct?
Yeah, I
Whatever.
mean, you just heard on the radio. You heard rumors of a lighthouse. Whether one exists or not, you have no idea. So yeah, you guys are standing here in the parking lot. The battery is quickly dying on this truck. Possum spotted a building nearby, and it looks like there's a walkway, also stairs down to the beach.
I feel like we'd have better luck in a building than finding any kind of light source at a beach, but what do you guys think?
Did the
Can
beach
we tell what kind of building this is?
I'll just say it's a yeah. So you guys, he can see. You guys kind of barely see it, sort of at the edge of the light. Or you guys want to go investigate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Grab a
So
flashlight.
lucky for you, it's sort of like, in the edge of the light, so you can stand in front of the headlights even though they're flickering and see it. So you guys approach it.
We got flashlights and extra batteries. So
Yeah, you guys approach it and you see a hand painted sign. It's a small wooden building, painted in blue, and it says Sawtooth Rentals. But the door is padlocked, and all the windows are boarded up.
I'm gonna. Is there any light coming from inside at all?
You don't see any light whatsoever. No.
Do we want to try and
try
get
to
in,
just
or do we
we
want to?
could peel these. We could peel the boards off or something, right? Are they boarded? I mean, I
Yeah,
assume
on
it's
the
boarded from the inside
outside.
or the outside.
They're on the
Yeah.
outside. They're boarded on the outside, so yeah, they're nailed. So you could pull the boards off.
Why don't we do that?
Okay. All right, you guys spend some time pulling the boards off, and who's doing that? Is that Timothy? Wants to make the roll?
Has everyone made a roll so far?
I've made a couple.
I don't
Only
know.
made one.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah. Why don't?
Yeah.
Why don't? Levi's
Alright.
is young. He's young and strong.
He's like, I don't want this responsibility. So why don't you roll me a what is it? 776, and I will roll 3. Oh, no successes. So
Ooh.
again,
Failures.
failure. Candle goes out. All right. So, these things are true. The world is dark. So, Levi, we need 6 truths total.
It's still raining.
Awesome. Oh,
We.
mute.
I caught it fast.
You caught it. You got it. He's right. You did.
We can hear the waves crashing, and it sounds like they're really large.
Okay. Timothy.
One of the windows, the boards on one of the windows are pretty loose, and we're able to get it open, and the window's not locked.
Okay. Joe.
There's no people in the building.
Okay. You hear screaming from down the road you came.
From the road we came down,
Yeah, the road you came down, and that is it.
Right.
So
and we are
and
alive.
you are
When
alive.
we are alive.
Alive.
Yeah. So far, so good.
So I look back.
All right.
Right.
So you look back,
Christmas
and
lights running down the road.
yeah, you hear the screaming, and then you see those Christmas lights that you drove around. This person is just frantically running down this road, tripping, falling, getting up again. And then the sound of impact the lights just go black. And there's a moment of silence. And you hear screaming. Deathly screaming that turns to gurgling, that turns back to silence.
I look to see where Levi is with the windows.
It's almost done.
I go help.
So you guys, the truth you established for this building is there's nobody in here. You guys were able to remove these boards. And did we decide, did we decide if there was a glass window? Did anyone say that, or just it was a window?
We did
Or was
not.
it-
Said that
broken
the window was unlocked. I see.
Oh, it's unlocked. Okay. So yeah. So yeah, you guys got the boards off. You didn't see anybody inside. You heard that screaming, and it was clearly a painful death. That's just kind of echoing in your minds right now.
Is there anything we could kind of cover that window with, or barricade it, or?
Bring the boards with us.
We
Yeah.
need to make it as much light as possible.
We have any water bottles?
Yeah, I'm sure you grabbed some water.
We can stick a ball of water on the end of the flashlight, and it diffuses the water and makes like a lamp.
Oh, crafty.
Clever. And once I'm inside, what's the inside look like?
So, who's climbing inside? Is it just you, Possum?
I'm as soon as that window's open, I'm
You
climbing.
dash in. Okay, so you
Yeah, same.
you go in head first. You tumble down. You look around, and do you have? What are you using for light? You have nothing, right? So there's just there's a little bit of a trickling light in from the flickering headlamps of the of this truck, and so all you really see are rafters above, in that light. So do you want to like use matches or anything like that since you're the first one in?
Yeah, I'll light a match and then look for something I can, like any type of cloth or paper or anything I can put that match to.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say you find some rough surface and you light the match and you kind of hover it around, and what you see is a bunch of like broken oars. It looks like this place maybe rented kayaks and surfboards. But as you search around, any of those items is either broken or just missing completely. And you find like a little cash register with a little a countertop, and that's about it. Everything else is pretty ransacked. So
Is
what
there
about
any
the rest of you? Have the rest of you gone inside, or just him? guys are-
Absolutely no.
Yeah,
As soon
I
as he
think
went in.
We all went
Okay, you
outside.
guys are all tumbled in there. Okay.
He asked if there any furniture.
Oh, furniture. Yeah, I'll say there's some like chairs, like folding chairs. Handful of them.
Any cloth of any sort, curtains or upholstery or anything like that?
I don't know. Let's do another roll. Why don't you roll me 66 and see if you do find anything like that. Okay, you succeed. Let me see though if I get narration right. Okay, I do. So I did succeed. You got 1-1.
And 2 6s. And you
So
go-
that means the next, if you guys need to do it again, it will be a 5d6. So yeah, you kind of rifle around this place. You look behind the counter, and you find a tarp folded underneath it. That's literally the only thing under this, or tucked away into this counter.
Were the oars wood?
No, they look to be made of you know, plastic and the aluminum, I guess. Whatever modern ones are made out of.
Right. Okay.
There's no like rope or anything.
No rope. So there's a couple folding chairs. Possum found some tarp under the counter. And there's just some like broken oars, you know, pieces of oars, pieces of kayaks, pieces of surfboards just scattered about.
Yeah, I'll take a broken oar. I'll pick one of those suckers up. Something like at least,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say you find like a good enough of one to have
Do
to.
the same thing, but
needed.
with mine, I'm gonna take off my hoodie, and then take off my shirt and wrap my shirt around one end of the oar, kind of tie it tight, and then put my hoodie back on for my warmth,
Okay.
so I can use it later as a torch if need be.
Ooh, I saw that once in Survivor, man. Before this went down, we could dip
Yeah.
it in the gas tank,
Put it in the gas tank.
or dip the end in the gas tank so you have gasoline on the end.
I think we're out of gas.
There might be some residue.
Do we really want to go back that way though?
How close is the car to the building?
I'd say probably like, I don't know, 25 yards maybe.
Oh.
So as
Yeah,
you
one of
guys
y'all
are,
can go. I'll stay here.
okay. So what sorry I missed that. I talked over you. What were you guys going to do?
I think right now we were just arming ourselves. How big is the building?
It's kind of like 40 by 20.
It's just like one floor, just like a little.
Just one floor, little like a little shack that you'd rent kayaks and surfboards from on the beach.
And that's all we find is just some broken equipment and
And the tarp. Yep. And as you
Well-
guys are standing here, the hint of light from the headlights goes out. So now you are standing in the darkness.
What's the building made of?
Wood.
well, we get a flashlight.
Yeah.
We got 2 flashlights.
Mm-hmm.
Although a guy wrapped in lights just died gruesomely, so
Wow.
What do we want to do? Do we want to just sit here till batteries go out, or
do we hear anything outside?
Yeah, you
Now
do.
that- Okay.
So you guys all kind of quiet down as you're thinking about what your next move is. And you hear the crunch of gravel through the walls. And then you hear something dragging across the outside walls. And you hear the sound of something as if it's like climbing up the wall. And that's followed by footsteps directly above you. Dust sprinkling down with every step.
I want to light my torch.
Okay. You're what'd you make, like a
It's my t-shirt
Okay.
wrapped around an oar.
okay. Did you have and you had gas on it? Or what?
No.
You're just hoping this works?
Yeah.
All right, well let's see if you fashioned a a good enough torch here. So why don't you roll me 66?
Should I finish what I want to do with that torch, or is the torch step one?
What well tell me what you wanted to do.
I want to light this building on fire.
Oh, okay. Well let's see if you can get this torch ignited anyway.
Okay.
All right, so why don't you roll me a 66? Okay, you succeeded, but I get to roll my 46. Oh wait, you were supposed to roll 5. It's fine. I forgot about that. It's my fault. All right, I did not win narration rights. So, what happens as you're lighting up or attempting to light this makeshift torch?
So I my shirt lights up, so I've got some light. And I'm like, I think they're here and they're on the building, but we know they hate the
Oh,
light.
shit.
Should we burn the building? That'll scare them away and give us time to move.
We're in the building.
But we go out. We light it, let it go burn for a few seconds to scare them off, then we leave.
To go where?
So we want to sit here and let them just wait us out.
There's no. As soon as it's done burning, we have to go out into the dark, and now we're not inside a building. We can't just burn every building on the way down to the lighthouse. I mean, well, we
Why
actually
not?
probably
We
could.
Why not?
Try.
Otherwise, we're just stuck in here. They're going to get us eventually. The batteries are going to run out of those flashlight. They're
Yeah,
going
but
to.
maybe they'll wander off to something else. We're not just gonna sit on the rest of this building forever.
And they might just come in and eat us or whatever they do.
How about we light the building on fire if they start trying to break in?
Okay, but my shirt's only going to burn for a few minutes.
Well, there's a lot of wood. I assume it's a shitty old building, probably made of shitty particle board, and there's oars and kayaks and probably papers and stuff all over. We could probably. Why don't we just start kind of gathering things quietly in a corner or something? And
Kayaks are plastic,
Could burn the tarp with my lighter.
but
I have a
tarps,
bunch of cash we could burn.
you got cash. I'm sure there's a garbage can or something in here somewhere. It's a rental shop. I bet they got shitty T-shirts that say like Bleak Mill or whatever on them.
Okay. Okay. So start collecting flammable goods.
Okay. Well, like I said, you really don't find well, okay, let's do another roll. Let's see if you find you're really looking very, very carefully now, frantically, as these scratching sounds are coming from the walls and there's thumping footsteps on the roof. So whoever's looking, roll me it's actually 5d6 now. I forgot about that. Because you got a 1. And I'll roll mine. Well, I gotta wait for you and see what happens.
Can I use my other trait to keep a die?
Oh yeah, okay. If you want to use your on the last roll, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the one you got?
Well,
Active.
it's my worrisome.
You're worrisome. Okay. So tell me how your worrisome nature
Well,
allows you to not
obviously-
lose a die.
Well, obviously we are freaked out. I'm freaked out, and I'm worried we're gonna die. So I'm doing everything possible.
So
to
you're
find a way to
kind
get-
of your primal, your senses have just kicked into high gear basically.
Yeah, and I was like, I need to find a way to create light. So I'm looking for everything and anything flammable.
Okay, so then roll me a 66 so you don't lose that 1.
Oh fuck.
Oh shit, and you got 2s, and you can only use that once, so per scene. So you're scrounging around for something, and all of a sudden the wall explodes inward and your match goes out. And now it's time to do establishing truths. These things are true. The world is dark. So that is up to you, Possum. We need
are all
5
gonna
truths. Sorry, you're all gonna die? That's an obvious one. All right, so Timothy.
It just became more obvious.
There's only one of these things.
So you've heard scratching sounds on the wall. Oh, sorry, you're naming a truth. There's only one. Okay, so Joe.
I managed to get my lighter out and light a piece of the wall that just flew in. Does that work?
It's a one thing, so
Okay, I get my lighter out.
you can say you get your lighter out. Okay. Where this explosion of the wall happened, it weakened the structure and it begins to bend the roof. So Levi.
The rain stops.
Okay. And we are alive.
Are all alive.
And
Okay.
need to pee.
You need to pee. Yeah, we'll do a break. Sorry, went a little bit too long. So we will be right back. There's only 5 dwindling candles of 10, and they are quickly going. So thanks for hanging out with us. We will be right back. Hey everybody, we are back with 10 candles. You can see that we have only half our candles remaining. Joe, Timothy, Levi, and Possum found themselves with a truck running out of gas, stopping at a sign that read Sawtooth Point. And they sought this place out. They started in the city. They decided, like, hey, we got to get out of here. Maybe if we just sort of get to a remote location, we can just wait this out and it'll pass over. So far, it hasn't worked out for them. They pushed the car down this grade. It landed into like a small main street that's flanked by just small shop fronts. And they found some supplies in one. Levi found, what did you find? You found a light on, and then you found a radio. And then they saw a strange, a light on the second floor of a window on one of these buildings, and they went to go investigate. Found a woman. However, that woman looked just like Possum's mother, and she quickly crumpled to the ground before their feet, just as they were trying to get gas into the truck. But then another one emerged on the threshold. But they burned rubber out, got the fuck out, basically. We're driving down this road and saw somebody trying to signal for help, and they were like just wrapped in Christmas lights that were illuminated. Timothy said fuck that and drove around them. They ended up in this small parking lot, and Possum spotted a building off to the side, and that building became a rental, or they discovered it was a rental for like surfboards and kayaks and stuff like that. But while they were investigating, they heard a scream, and they saw these Christmas lights just bouncing down the street, and then some person tripped and fell, all went black, and then screams of death. Now they're inside. Possum has fashioned a torch from his old t-shirt. They hear scratching on the walls. They hear footsteps on the roof. Something burst through the wall at the last second. It's a very shitty building, and the roof seems to be about to collapse in that area. And then what else? Am I missing anything? That's it?
Probably
We
enough.
started to collect flammables.
Oh, that's right. And the last roll you did was a failure.
So by flammables,
So
either plastic or things that were wet from the rain.
yeah, you just in that last second, as you are looking for something, I forgot, did we darken a candle with this failure already?
Are we down to 5?
Well, he rolled 66, so
So,
and there's only 5
yeah.
left, so you must have darkened one, right?
Yeah, we darkened one. I rolled a 66 because
Got
I'd
it.
used. we were at
Okay,
6,
so we
but then
darkened
we were
it.
supposed
Got
to
it.
Do one before, but I used my worrisome to keep 66.
Got it. Okay,
again.
so
We went to 5.
got it. Okay, so we need to establish truth now. So again, this you're over there, you're looking around. Just this wind picked up. There's all this sea mist coming in, this breach in the wall, and everything that, just as you see stuff that might be flammable, it's completely covered in moisture. So,
Wait, didn't we establish truths?
Yeah, we established yours already.
motherfucker.
The last
you got
one was,
lighter
and we
out.
have to pee.
Oh, the last one you usually have to pee, and that was the final one?
Well, we're all alive and we have to pee.
You're all alive. Okay. Okay, so remind me of all the truths.
The rain stopped.
There's only one
The
of
rain
Yeah, there's
stopped.
only one of them.
Oh, okay. There's only
Yeah,
one.
Joe got a lighter out.
I had my lighter
Yeah.
ready.
We got a lighter out.
Yeah.
Okay.
There should be one more, which I think was yours,
Yeah.
which I don't remember what it was. Oh, the wall burst down.
Yeah, that was mine. The wall burst down.
So those are 5.
Okay. And you are all still alive.
We are all alive.
So again, you guys, you see this form that's kind of breaking through the wall. There's a rush of wind, a rush of just mist, and you guys are kind of throwing your flashlights. Who has a flashlight? Is it Timothy only?
2 of them. There's 2 flashlights.
He's got 2. He's just
Yeah. Dual wielder.
Okay.
No.
So
nobody else. I thought somebody else had one. I thought it
I-
was.
I think I did have one like originally, but I don't know.
well, he grabbed 2. You just had your lighter. Levi just has a lighter that makes sparks.
Yeah. So I have 2 flashlights, I guess. Well, I have one out, and one must still be in the bag that I'm carrying.
Okay.
So
All right. So actually, what all did you guys take with you when in? Because I know you had a bag full of stuff, right? You had bags.
yeah, I
full of
definitely took
things.
the bag with us out of there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah. Anyway, you see this dark form blur, and you kind of just train your lights on it out of instinct because you do know that they hate the light. And again, it's just darting away from your beam of flashlight. So you guys are all standing here. You hear just the sounds of claws like scraping on wood, kicking up dust, as Timothy is attempting to keep this thing at bay, at least away from you guys. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna.
Somebody-
Oh, go ahead.
Somebody get the other flashlight.
Yeah, I'm gonna, as I'm like waving the flashlight, I'm like reaching in to the bag with the other one, and then I just,
Oh.
Fucked up
Too
shit
loud?
right there. No, that's good.
I pull it out and I just like slap it into Levi's chest,
Okay.
and I start backing up, because I'm afraid but committed. But let's see if I can do this. As I'm backing up, there's actually, if it's a rental place, there's a desk, right, where they
Yep.
would have the register and
Yeah,
stuff.
I'll say you guys that where the window you guys entered was near the counter, the desk, area, and the front
Gotcha.
door.
So as I'm backing into there, I actually trip, and kind of fall down on my butt. And when I'm trying to get up, underneath the desk, there's an outlet that I hadn't seen before. And plugged into that outlet is an USB-C phone charger.
Not an Apple store. Okay, so it sounds like you're trying to live your moment to gain a hope die.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, basically you need to succeed on this conflict roll. So if you succeed, you gain a hope die, and like I said, those hope die, we'll roll those separately because you're supposed to designate them by different colors. So we're not going to roll them as a pool. And if you fail, hope is lost essentially, and you burn the
This is
moment.
my only shot. This is my
This
only
is your
shot.
only shot. This is your moment. Yeah, if you succeed or fail.
Oh, it's just 5d6, right?
It is 5d6 you get to roll right now, yes.
And you get to add your 1.
Oh!
Uh,
Alright, so,
Can I? No, I didn't succeed or fail. So what happens?
But you're using
no,
your
you
moment.
fail.
Roll 1 more die, right?
No. So, he rolled 5d6 to try to get a hope die and live his moment. But he did not
And
roll
there's
a
nothing I
single
can do
six.
with my traits or anything, right?
No, you
Can't.
can only use a brink to re-roll the entire dice pool. So as this,
Gotcha.
you take a second.
So
you-
I
yeah.
grab it and I pull it and I realize it's not USB-C, it's a lightning cable. God damn it!
It's a lightning cable. Oh shit! So yeah, you see the spark of hope when you see this charger, and you reach over to it because you know that possibly, even though you do know that like all of the satellites have gone dark, maybe there's a chance to make a last call, possibly, or maybe at the very least hear a voicemail from your wife. But unfortunately, if you want it to be a lightning cable, that's totally on you. You can do that.
That's definitely gonna dash my hope. So sure.
All right. So, and then again, a candle is burned out. So, these things are true. The world is dark. And we'll start with you, Timothy. We just need 4.
It's still raining.
Joe.
I managed to light a scrap of tarp on fire.
Okay. You hear another one and another one outside. And that is it. So, and we are, I'm not supposed
We
to say.
are alive. We're alive.
Yay, we're alive.
Yay. Ish.
Okay, so anyway, you slam this flashlight into Levi's chest. He illuminates it. He's trying to help you out. You know, in that flash of that second, you see that charger. Unfortunately, it's not what you want. And just at the last moment, you bring your flashlight up. You're kind of sitting on the ground now, as this thing darts around, as more scratching is at the walls, more footsteps on the rooftop, more dust comes down, splinters, the walls start to bow. What would you guys like to do?
Now we set the fire.
So
Well,
I'll
The
start.
tarp's on fire, right?
Yeah, I'll say it was a cloth tarp. Yeah.
I'll
So you
start-
lit it. It's on fire. But again, like there's just the storm mist like billowing inside this building from the breach in the wall as these black things, these like blurs, just skitter around in the darkness.
I'm gonna take out all of the cash of my wallet and just start throwing it towards the fire,
Okay.
hoping they start to catch.
You're just gonna throw it at Josephine.
Just at the fire.
Okay. How big is this fire? You think by now? What are you doing with this tarp? Yeah, he's like.
Making it rain.
Oh, the rain stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Ryan's truth was it was raining again.
And one thing about truths, I'll remind you guys, is you can kind of skip forward in time too, right? Like a truth could have been like, we make it onto the beach, or we narrowly escaped the building. So that can be a truth. We can kind of like push things forward if you want to. It's totally up to you though.
We're not dreaming big enough.
Well, I mean, you can.
So,
I think the
I'm gonna
tension
take
is
off
good
my-
for these small moments too. But
My hoodie, turn it inside out, so more the dry part is there because I've been in the rain a little bit, and try and get that to light on her tarp.
you're gonna
Oh.
light your hoodie on fire.
Yep,
Okay.
I'll be cold.
Let's again, like the odds are against you. There's the air is very humid and wind is blowing in. Why don't you roll me 4d6?
And actually, my if I could amend that slightly, won't change the roll.
Sure.
Because I have my torch going still too. I just wanted a bigger fire.
Okay. So you're
So,
trying to create a massive fire with your tarp
my
and your
torch.
torch and your hoodie. Okay, so thankfully it's dry enough. Let's see. Roll 4d6. Okay, you succeed, but let's see. So 66. Okay, you win narration rights. I do not get any 6s. So what happens as Possum is attempting to light up all this stuff?
So I ripped off my hoodie and kind of turned it inside out to get the dry part near the fire, and kind of put it on like below my. Got my shirt at the end of the oar, already burning, but it kind of burns quick, so there wasn't much left. So I wrapped the hoodie around right below it, and that lit. And I go over to her tarp
Okay.
that she has going to try and get this thing as big as possible. So I put that into her tarp, and because it was folded up and under, we'd found it tucked away, it was dry, and the tarp kind of
Okay.
lights up much quicker.
Okay. So what do you have this massive fire?
Do I notice does the thing they
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, as this
or-
fire grows in size, the entirety of where you guys are illuminates broadly, and then these blurs are trying to find the darkness frantically, but then eventually they give up. There's too much light, and they dart off out the breach in the wall. So you guys are left standing there with just the sound of the wind and the rain pouring inside this building through that broken wall.
We need to leave.
I second that.
Go where?
Up the path.
Leaving the light to go into the dark.
Grab an oar and grab your shirt and light it on fire. You got a flashlight. This fire's not going to burn forever.
We got 2 flashlights, so
I still have my suit jacket in the car. I'll go retrieve that with a flashlight, wrap it around an oar, try to find a longer piece, secure that, and
Wrap it tight so it burns longer.
yeah,
My shirt I
tight.
just too loosely.
Okay.
yeah. So, and then I'll pass that off to somebody. You have a torch. Me and Levi have flashlights. I'll hand the torch to Joe.
All right, I'll take it.
Maybe we can find a boat on the shore.
So do you want to go to the shore or up the path?
We could possibly use the water to reflect the light, make it seem like there's more lights than there are.
So one of my truths, the previous one was the waves sounded really large.
Crap.
And even a boat would be tough to get out if we found a boat.
Let's take the path.
Try to find the lighthouse.
So you guys are taking the path, not going to the shore then.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you guys exit the building, all of your torch in hand. It's the most light you've seen in some time. And you head up this path, and it starts to narrow, and then widen again.
While we're walking, is it like wooded or?
Yeah, it's wooded. Yeah, the more the path, the farther the path you go, the more wooded it gets. And as you guys do this, you make your way, even though you have just this massive amount of fire in your hands, you see an even bigger fire in the distance. And it looks like once you kind of stop and take it in, you see these pyres almost through the trees, and they're set at regular intervals. But that's all you can make out from here. So what would you guys like to do?
We need to get to those fires. I start walking much quicker, maybe even a slow jog or a fast
We'll
jog,
power- we'll-
depending on how
We'll
everybody
power
Sprint.
walk.
is. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys make your way to the edge of the forest where the fire is. You're kind of peeking through there. So who wants to make the roll to see what is on the other side of those fires? Or what they are?
I mean, I have traits to burn.
All right, go for it.
That just makes, you get to re-roll for any one you do.
I got no traits. You don't want me rolling shit anymore.
Yeah, I got 2 left.
So you don't need to use it yet, but so if you want to roll, go ahead and roll, and then we'll determine if you want to use one.
So it's 4
4d6.
D6.
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh,
You succeed, but let's see here.
No failure.
I know,
Awesome.
no failures. Okay, I
And
get nothing. So you win narration rights. So as you approach the tree line, you see these look like these just smaller pyres kind of just erupting with fire. They're so bright you can't quite see beyond them. But as you get closer, what do you see? What are these pyres? What's going on here?
As we get closer, we see these like triangle piles of sticks on fire.
So kind of like little
There's-
campfires, like kindling? That's what it
Yeah,
looks like?
I mean a little bigger,
Okay.
like kind of made into like teepee shapes, and there's a few of them spaced out. And we see a few figures,
Hmm.
human shaped.
What do these figures look like other than being human shaped? Hey, thanks, Skull. Appreciate it, man.
People dressed in similar clothes to us, hoodies and jackets and shirts, kind of rough looking, but maybe a little bit more put together than us.
Okay. So you see this a group of people who look very similar to yourself, just kind of wearing tattered clothes. They look like they're hungry, and they're just standing beyond these small fires. They don't seem to notice you. They seem to be kind of milling about. Not right next to the fires, though. They're a distance away. They're still within the light of it, and they're just cautiously looking over their shoulder into the darkness beyond them. What would you guys like to do?
Should at least get into the light.
yeah, I say we
Yeah.
approach.
Okay.
I think
Turn my
call out
flashlight
from
on.
a distance though. Yeah. No, I'll flash the flashlight towards him, kind of signal, that we're not them.
Okay. So, yeah, that's really the one thing that sort of sets everything off, because these fires are burning. You guys have your own fire. However, the signal you send over is definitely not from a fire. It's from a flashlight. And you catch one of their attention. It's a young girl, though. You see a child now kind of creep around the pants of what could be her mother, an older woman. And she's whispers something up to the woman. And then that woman says something to a couple of men who are standing there. And they kind of like hold their hand over their eyes to try to get a good look. And they start to creep forward toward the fire. What would you guys like to do now?
I keep approaching, and I've got my torch. I'm kind of, as I saw him moving his flashlight, I'm doing the same with my torch.
Okay. Okay. So they're getting closer and closer to the edge of these fires, to the edge of the trees. There's still a lot of light, though, so you think they probably can't quite make you out yet, but they know someone is there.
Should we call out?
I mean, they know we're here. We might as well.
Maybe they know where the lighthouse is.
Hello.
So you yell that, and then you hear, "Hello! It's safe over here. Come on, quickly.
I go as
Let's-
soon as I hear that. I
yeah.
go.
Okay,
Jog
so
over,
you
yeah,
guys,
for sure.
you guys burst through the tree line, skirting around these small fires, and you approach a man who is standing there. His arms, you know, he has his hands out, almost as if like, hey, you know, we're cool, we're cool. Says, come on, hurry, follow me. And you see the woman and another man and the young girl kind of standing farther into the distance. They seem to be retreating back into the darkness.
I still have my piece of ore that I originally had. It's kind of like actually tucked into like the back of my pants a little bit.
Okay. So you got that
Yes,
tucked
I
in.
am.
What are you gonna? So there's one man approaching you guys.
Yeah. I'm not reaching for it. I just know it's there.
Okay. Well, are you
I-
coming or what? We don't got a lot of time.
I'm coming. I'm right up there with
Okay.
him. I'll go right up to him.
So
Yeah.
you guys are
I'll
following.
be
him?
behind Possum. Yeah. I am afraid.
Yeah,
And committed.
that's true. That's true. Okay, so you follow this man. He actually turns his back to you. He doesn't look back at you whatsoever. You see a couple of lights illuminate from the group of people who retreated back into the darkness. And after a time, you see a small cabin appear between some trees ahead. And the people farthest away, they go back inside, and you see a short while later some light illuminating on the inside of the house. And the man eventually leads you guys up to the entryway, up the porch. You crawl up, or you climb a very short staircase leading to a door, and he opens it, and you see the rest of them inside. Well, hurry, come on, get inside. And he beckons you to enter.
And there's light inside the cabin.
Yeah, inside the cabin you see there are some candles, actually, now. And all these candles are sitting on the windowsills of every window, and there are 3 windows. And that's the only light.
Me too.
You guys go in?
Same.
Okay. So you guys close the door, or well, you guys all come in, close the door, and you see the woman and the other man and the girl kind of sitting together across the room, and the guy who led you here, he's, oh, have a seat. I'm sure you're exhausted, like the rest of us.
I kind of make my way towards a chair, but I say, we heard there's a lighthouse around and that it was safe there, or there's safety near there.
Yeah,
Know what
there's
the lighthouse is?
there's a lighthouse. It's been out for a long time, ever since all of this happened. But it's across a short distance of water, so kind of tough to get there. There's some boats. There's a dock, like rowboats and things like that. But anything larger than that's long gone. But I choose to stay here. I don't think there's any hope lighting that thing up again.
I don't know anything about a light, how they work. And
Well, new kind run
You
off
didn't see-
electricity, so I guess if you wanted to get a generator up there or something, maybe that would work, but good luck finding that.
It's not like Puff the Magic Dragon.
I don't get your reference. I'm only 25.
I'm the oldest one here.
Wow, that's right. That's true. I totally forgot about that.
You're the
Goddamn
dad.
kids.
The dad.
I don't know why I thought Possum was older than me.
Well,
I'm
come
still
on, come on, come on. You
He looks
guys,
old. He's prematurely gray.
you guys got to be hungry, right?
I'm starving.
Me too. Me too. Mary, Come on, we can crack open a few more for these guys. And she kind of, she sighs, and she turns behind her and kind of pulls out this array of cans and starts to slowly open them.
We have a couple of cans too. You said we had some from the store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
So
do
all
remember.
how many cans do we have?
I'll just say 3. Let's say you found 3 cans, and then I'll leave it up to you what they are.
It is beefaroni.
Nice. Dinty Moore
Um,
beef stew.
Ooh.
yeah. There's a New England clam chowder. Yeah, and the SpaghettiOs.
I call the SpaghettiOs.
Well, why don't we just open one and eat some of that?
Yeah.
We'll go through all
I'll crack one, and let's give a token of something. Let's give them the beefaroni or whatever,
Okay.
the good one.
Okay. And you see, yeah, they undo they're very gracious. All right. Glad to see you're on our side. Can't trust many people anymore, huh? And they start distributing the food. They sit down, start eating from the can, just shoveling it into their mouths like they haven't eaten in days. So, you don't look like you're from around here.
Well,
No, we've been trying to get to the lighthouse. It was something. It was a goal.
Interesting. And why have you been here before? I don't understand. How'd you know there was a lighthouse here? We're way up in the middle of nowhere. That lighthouse is not very functional anymore. I mean, it still works when, there's power, but there's no ships coming in.
we heard something on the radio
Radio.
right when it all started, right?
Well, I wouldn't know. No radio around here. Not that I have.
No, well, not in a long time, but when things first started, we heard that there was help here, maybe out at sea or
Just
But
be on
near
the
here.
lighthouse.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, news to me. Although I don't go into town much, don't watch TV much, don't listen to the radio. Not that you can do much of those things anymore.
you live here in this cabin
Yeah.
before?
Yeah, before all this.
What do you do?
Sure. What do you mean, what do I do? Like for work?
Yeah, or did?
Oh, just odd jobs here and there, handyman, Oddly enough, out in the middle of nowhere, you'd think people would be more capable than they are, but not so much. So here I am. It's worked out pretty well for me.
Now I only get one moment roll, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Your moment is
I
is
am
gone.
hopeless.
Failure means
Yeah.
the scene ends. Yeah, hope dice. Yeah. Yep.
So we also heard about fires in the woods. Are there more people like you, or is that just you and your family?
Oh, I reckon there's probably more. A lot of people live up in the hills, they came in, tried to make a town out of this place. They didn't like it too much, so they just moved farther and farther back. Build their own houses and everything, so, no skin off their ass, but, yeah, I haven't seen anybody, except you folks here for quite some time. What's your names anyway?
My name's Paul, but people call me Possum.
Oh, Possum. Why is that? You like digging trash or something? Got sharp teeth?
No, I don't know. I guess it rhymes with my name or something. I don't know. I never understood it.
What are you doing out here with these kids anyway? Yeah, you there. What's your name? And he's pointing at you, Timothy.
I'm Tim. Nice to meet you.
Tim. Nice.
Yeah.
Craig. Pleasure. And you, young lady, what might be your name?
Joe.
Joe. Well, from where I come from, that's a man's name, so I imagine there's something else.
Josephine.
Josephine. That's a pretty name.
Thank you.
And you there, Fancy Pants, Quiet Boy. What do they call you?
I'm Levi Aronson.
Levi.
Yeah.
Like the
So-
like the jeans or like the Bible?
Like Aronson Electronics, if you've ever heard of that. My dad owns them. And I'm gonna utilize my moment here, see if we can
Okay.
get a hope dice.
Okay.
I'm gonna shakily take out a picture of my mom and dad, like a family photo, be like, have you seen them? They would have come this way. I know they would have.
Okay. So he takes the picture from you, looks it over carefully. He says, "Do you mind?" And he kind of motions over to the other group that's sitting there, the little girl, the woman, and the man. Do you say anything? He wants to kind of take it over, but he's asking your permission.
Oh, yeah, he can take it.
Okay. So he looks at it, and then he shows the rest of them. And it's actually a little girl who kind of perks up at it. And then the mother shakes her head at the girl, almost as if she's like trying to stop her from doing it. So why don't you roll me a... we'll see if you're living your moment here. You're trying to find out, hopefully, that these people know what happened to your parents. However, it appears that someone does know. However, they don't seem to want to tell you, the whole group. So, yeah, why don't you roll me a 46, and we'll see what happens. Oh. Okay. So the woman kind of quiets the child down, and the girl starts to shake her head too, just like the rest of them. And Craig, he brings back the picture, hands it back. Sorry, son, can't say that they look familiar.
Thank you for checking.
Oh, of
Just
course.
slowly put
of
it back.
course.
On our walk up, you said there's multiple pyres.
Yeah, so there was like a tree line, and there were these pyres kind of creating almost a blockade just on the other side of it. And, the forest thinned a little bit, and then that's where these people were standing. And then you followed them across that, back more into the deeper woods where there was this cabin.
So I saw you lit some fires. Do you have more wood? Can we keep those going and light more?
You mean
Or how did you-
the candles? Or you mean the fires outside?
Yeah, the ones outside.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly like a hell of a job. I'm glad you guys are here. We could use a pair of hands, a couple extra hands.
Do that.
The moisture in the air, the sea's just right over there. It just carries right on through the trees, and gets that wood all damp.
Let's light more.
All right, let's go have a look. Maybe I got something drying the shed out back, but you never know. All right, so he kind of dusts himself off, wipes his mouth, and starts heading out the front door. Is anybody else following him, or what else are you guys doing? Oh fuck! I forgot to dim a candle. Shit! I'm already breaking the game. So we gotta. Hang on, let me cover this candle.
Oh, shit.
All right, 3 candles left. So we'll rewind back to to the moment where he hands the picture back. And these things are true. The world is dark. And Levi, I need 3 truths total. You'll be the first one.
It looks like there was a shed and it was intact
Like behind the house, you
Yeah.
mean, or somewhere else?
next to the house.
Okay. All right, Possum.
So during our truths, is this where we can fast forward a little bit?
Yeah, you can say like, yeah, we light some fires, you know, for instance, right? You don't have to like narrate every little
Oh
step
yeah,
of the way.
so
yeah.
we find wood, a lot more dry wood, maybe some old brush to get the fires going.
Okay, so you guys get the fires going. All right, the last one, Timothy.
This guy is not on the up and up.
what do you mean by that?
Like he's there's more than meets the eye.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah, make what you will of that.
yeah, so you guys you guys have this chat. He leads you around back, and you know there's a very intact shed back there. It's dry from the ocean mist. You guys get plenty of dry wood and light it up, and you have about another 3 or 4 little pyres lit, kind of creating almost like a semicircle in the just outside. And he kind of brushes his hands and he slaps. Who all helped him anyway? So Possum, Timothy, Levi, did you help or did you stay behind?
I stayed behind.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
All right. So he brushes his hands off. He slaps you guys in the back. He's like, man, what a great job. You there, Timothy. Or Tim, sorry. I guess I don't know you that well. Can't call you Timothy. You don't look like you work with your hands much, but you did a hell of a job. Now your buddy Possum here, he's right at home. I mean, he's named after a goddamn forest creature. So tell me the real story. What's up with the girl and the boy? You telling me you all just hooked up together and made it to this town looking for a lighthouse? Is that it?
Girl.
She's pretty
in the
cute,
same
huh?
direction. She's 17.
Hey. Close enough, right, Tim? And he kind of elbows you in the ribs.
Isn't that your wife inside?
My wife? No. It's Aaron's wife in there. You know, that other guy and his little girl.
Yeah, there's 2 guys, a woman, and a little girl.
Me, no
Gotcha,
woman
gotcha,
has
gotcha.
ever been able to keep me. No, I'm a free man. You know, like to dip in every now and again when the need arises, but you know. So anyway, about the girl. You guys aren't a thing, so I guess what I'm saying is you don't mind if I partake, do you? Ain't gonna stop me
That's-
or anything.
It's not my choice, but if she doesn't want to, then she doesn't want to.
Hmm. All right. Well, I appreciate the permission to ask for her hand.
That's definitely not what I'm saying at all.
That's what I heard. What about you, Possum? Isn't that what you heard?
How old does this guy look?
He looks like he's probably like mid-30s or so. His face is just, it's dirty. His hair is greasy. But again, everybody is like that. There's no running water or anything. No electricity.
Right. didn't hear anything, and I'm kind of making a new torch out of the fire.
Okay. So, are you guys doing anything? He starts heading back to the house. What about Joe and Levi? You guys are sitting in this house in sort of the dim candlelight. What are you guys doing?
Levi's just standing by the window, taking like dollar bills out of his wallet, holding them over the candle flame until they just kind of burn out, and then he's just constantly doing that, staring at it.
Dollars or C notes?
So
I
go ahead.
am just looking out the window, kind of making sure that nothing's coming, and maybe trying to like catch a glimpse of what they're doing.
Okay, yeah, you look outside and you see them, you know, they finish setting up those little pyres everywhere.
Before we head back around that
Yeah.
shed area, was there
like a hatchet or a machete or there has to be something to cut the wood, right?
I don't know. Let's see if you find a machete back there. What are you looking for? Just a hatchet?
A hatchet. I mean, they have to cut the wood with something.
Yeah, you don't know how long this wood's been there. Maybe it's been there a long time, but let's you tell me what you find if you succeed. Let's see what happens.
Fuck, with 3d6.
Oh shit, look at that. All right, I get to roll to narrate it though. Or well,
Dang.
maybe.
Hell
You gotta
yeah!
beat two
Nice
sixes,
rolling.
right?
I know.
Yeah, I have to at least roll 2 6s because basically if we tie, it's in my favor. So yeah, it's oh, 3 6s.
3 6s.
Start.
Okay, so yeah, you recall there
I want
is
to burn
a
a candle to take narrative control.
you do. Okay,
Yeah.
shit.
Ryan finds his
Still
Vihander.
succeeded,
It is
though.
it is he
Still succeeded. He was just gonna narrate it, but okay.
Yeah,
You
I
did
mean
too.
Wait
yeah,
a minute,
you
wait a minute.
you succeeded.
You
Yeah.
didn't fail.
No, but like, right, but he can still narrate it if he wants to be something specific. So I will always narrate it on a failure. On a success, you guys automatically earn narration unless I win, if I get more 6s than you or equal to or more. So yeah, you can burn a
so-
candle and say what happens for
Well,
sure.
so I guess my question with that is, so like I succeeded, I got what I want, but it could still, I guess, go bad for us through
Well,
your narration, right?
right. I mean, I'm not gonna make you fail at finding. I can't really say like you find nothing in the shed. Does
Gotcha.
that make sense? So you'll
But it's
still find
Probably
something.
also not gonna give you a chainsaw with gas in it.
Yeah, exactly. You could say something better. So, but you are risking a candle.
We all die. Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Ham's in the chat.
Hams in the chat. Okay, everybody.
I love this. Go.
All right. So
I
you have
rolled 2
seized narrative
6s.
rights.
I rolled 2 6s.
Yeah.
So
what
when
do you
I look
find?
in this shed, I find a hatchet and a machete.
Okay. Man, I
And-
thought you were gonna go the chainsaw route, but okay.
No. We got to be realistic. There's no gas here. And as we're kind of trailing behind this fucking creep, I get Possum's attention, and I pass the machete to him, and just give him one of these like tuck it, you know. And I'm just holding this behind. It's not huge. I guess we're not chopping big things with this. There must be a bigger axe somewhere else. It's a relatively small one. It's more like a woodsman's thing.
Okay.
So with one side, with the oar on one side, I shift that out of the way and tuck the hatchet right in the back of my belt so I can grab it quick, and then keep following back into the house with this guy. But I want to stay close to the door when we go back in.
Okay. All right. So yeah, he gives Possum. You got them. You said you gave him the machete and you kept the hatchet, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we are
I like the weight
establishing
better.
truths after that success. So you guys are now armed.
Yeah. Wait, I thought you only did truths at the end of a scene if you failed. Doesn't it just keep going?
No,
if it's...
well, we burned out a candle.
Oh,
So you
okay.
succeeded, right? You got your weapons and
Yeah.
you got to narrate the outcome of that. But because we're burning a candle, now we established the truths. So there's only 2. And you will be, I can't remember if it's the GM first or I guess we'll just start with you. So these things are true. The world is dark. So Timothy, what is another truth?
People can be darker.
People can be darker? Okay. All right, Joe, you're the last one. What's another truth?
Oh God. Man, I don't know. We make it safely to the lighthouse.
I mean, you could say like we leave the house, you know.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
2 candles left, and we got machetes. Come on.
I know.
You could just say it's still raining. This guy's a creep. Anything.
Yeah, this guy's. I can tell this guy's a creep.
So, well, are you? That's your truth. You can tell this guy's a creep.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, okay. I
So
thought
too
that was
boring?
established, but no, it's fine.
Well, to them.
Yeah. Okay,
Or was it
so
established?
the final thing is, and
We're
alive.
yeah. All right. So you guys all make it in. You have your hatchet or your woodsman axe, and then Possum has his machete. And I'm guessing both of you guys are concealing them, right? Keeping your back to
Yeah,
the
and I
door.
want to stay by the door, kind of leaning, like hip towards, kind of against the wall, kind of like this situation.
Okay.
Yeah, I put mine down the back of my pants because I don't have a shirt or a hoodie anymore. I'm shirtless.
Oh, nice.
Definitely
So the
made it all a
handle's
lot
sticking out-
weirder. Yeah.
Out of my back there, but that's it.
That's true. Okay, so you're hiding it.
Yeah.
So, your buddy Craig, he walks to the center of the room and he has his back to you, and he kind of stands there and he's looking at the back wall opposite you guys. He says, "Now I thought we were pals, you and me. You know, if someone wants to say borrow something that belongs to somebody else, I reckon you ask first, wouldn't you? Or Timmy, is that not how they do it in the big city? You white collar folk just take and take and take, don't you? You know, the more I think about it, it's people like you and that boy right there." And he points to Levi. "Or why we're in this mess. All this selfishness, all this deceit." And he just kind of shakes his head. And he throws his arm out and points at both directions, the windows that are in this thing, and the woman, the man, and the girl all dash toward them and extinguish all of the candles. And you guys are in blackness. What would you like to do?
Turn my flashlight on.
Same.
Okay. So you guys flick the flashlight on. You immediately start to hear movement on the outside. You hear the windows shatter. you see a shape dive through the window, however, out the window. And you train your flashlight over there, and you see that it's the people in here. They're climbing out the windows, outside. They're cutting themselves up. They don't seem to mind whatsoever. So you guys are standing there, flashing your flashlights around. You see these people, like, dashing out the windows.
Let's get to the fires.
Yeah,
I've
I'm
got
right by the
matches.
door.
I've got matches. I light the candles.
They're all kind of like scattered around, so like it looks like they like slapped them off the windowsill. So you're gonna have to hunt around in the darkness, or have one of the guys with the flashlights, help you out. So,
I'll search for the candles.
but you can do that if you want.
Well, do we want to find the candles, or we want to run to the big fire pyres that we just?
I say we get out of the house. There's a reason they're leaving it. Whatever anyone else does.
Agreed.
I stayed by the door. I'm out the door, and I just
Right
say,
out the door. Yeah.
"Let's go."
Following the
Yeah.
flashlight.
So you
Yeah.
guys, you
I have my
guys,
lighter.
you
and my
got your
knife.
lighter. Okay, so again, you guys burst out the front door. Presumably that's where you're going out, right? Not the windows.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
Right.
guys burst out the front door. You dash down the stairs. You see these silhouettes in the distance where this semicircle was formed, and they are just kicking over these pyres left and right. There's just sparks flying. The fires are slowly getting snuffed out until there's nothing at all but just smoldering firewood in the distance.
Now, when we were in the house, were there curtains? Was there a tablecloth? Was there anything in this house?
Yeah, there were curtains drawn. Yeah.
Yo. Gotta light it up.
Concur.
All right. Do you want to perhaps look for any other supplies that may aid you? Because that I would let you, roll for something like that. Up to you.
Whoever wants to go in and look, I guess.
If he was a handyman, there might be more flashlights.
Or maybe
Who
even
wants
just
to look?
candles.
Yeah.
2d6.
so-
Anyone got a moment that might help us out here? Anybody need some hope?
I was getting close to a moment. Didn't quite happen.
So you can always like creatively, put your moment into something, like you witnessed somebody do something, or kind of like how Levi did. It wasn't necessarily like a detrimental conflict, but he wanted answers. So is anybody looking inside, or are you just going to attempt to light the house on fire with the fire you have?
Just go back in and just grab everything you can before it starts to go. Joe, just start lighting a curtain. Look around. Grab everything before it goes up.
Okay.
And
light a
I'll
curtain.
go for the food first.
Okay, so you guys are going to run in. So who wants to make this conflict roll? And as you guys dash into the house, you do hear like the sound of twigs snapping, rushing footfalls as the cinders of the fires kind of dim down and dim down. And the only people who are illuminating is Levi has a flashlight, Timothy has a flashlight, and Josephine's just like with her lighter. And then Possum's got his
Well,
wants to
I'm
light some
standing
stuff up.
next to whoever. Well, probably. Actually, I'll probably stand next to Levi because I have a machete.
Okay.
So I want to stand next to somebody with a flashlight.
Oh yeah, I pull out my hatchet and I slap the ore over to Levi. Just put it right in his chest.
Okay.
I'm supposed to do with this?
Hit shit.
Hit shit. Okay,
Uh,
so who's going in? Are you guys all going in? Someone just needs to make a roll, and then you guys can describe.
well, I have
like
a
whatever-
lighter,
You have a lighter. Okay.
so I'm gonna be lighting curtains on fire.
But you guys are searching. Somebody needs to roll for sort of like what you guys find inside, or what you don't find.
Levi, you haven't made many rolls.
Every time I do, it hurts. Um, Yeah, I'll search.
Let's do
All
it.
right,
yeah.
let's see if you find anything else
I'll
inside.
say sorry in advance.
While Josephine is lighting these.
2d6. I mean, the odds are not in our favor.
Yeah, it's doomed to fail. That's why nobody's jumping at the opportunity. So don't feel bad.
Hey, I rolled 2 6s on a.
That was awesome.
Oh,
Yes.
damn!
Okay, I will take it.
Dang.
All right. I will roll. Man, I get to roll 8d6.
What, 8d6, and you have to roll more. That you. If he even gets 1.
Ah,
Oh yeah.
So it gets out of control, but you still succeeded.
yeah, I still.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you guys search around and you find some extra food. You actually find a small canister of fuel as well, sort of tucked in the corner of this small cabin.
By fuel, you mean
Like lantern fuel or something. It looks like. Yeah.
like propane, like
Oh yeah, exactly.
fluid, maybe? Like-
Kerosene or whatever. Yeah. Lighter fluid. Yeah. Something that's going to burn up. It's flammable.
Cool.
So you guys find that, and the curtains actually take really well, and the fire is starting to lick up the side of the walls, and you can see that it's caught.
The rayon.
They're rayon,
nice.
and actually you find something else. You find a loaded gun, a pistol.
I'll take that. I'm old.
Okay, so what are you guys doing? The fire is catching up. It's like reaching the ceiling now. You see the candles scattered about on the floor that they knocked down. The empty cans where you
Is
guys
there-
just ate together.
Anything else
Is
that's
there happen to be like a
flammable?
jacket or something?
Yeah, I'll say
Like,
you
that
find
run out
like
with
a couple
anything?
of bundle of clothes or something. Yeah, you take a jacket. Yeah.
I want to make another torch.
Okay.
Put a fucking shirt on, man. It's cold and wet.
Adrenaline's keeping me warm.
It won't forever. Just take a fucking jacket.
All right, I'll take a jacket.
What kind of gun is this? Revolver?
It's
Like 9
yeah,
millimeter?
I'd say it'd be a revolver. It's a revolver. It has five rounds in the cylinder.
Gotcha. But like a Clint Eastwood, like hand cannon, right? Like
Yeah, it's a good one.
giant. All right.
Yeah, Craig wasn't messing around.
No. Well, if the building's on fire, we gotta get out once we grab our stuff.
Yeah,
We
so the
find-
building is coming down. It's starting to catch really nicely. So what are you guys gonna do?
Just get out, head towards the lighthouse, I guess. Did we already? Is it a truth that the lighthouse is electric, or did Craig just say that?
He told you that.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's necessarily true.
Correct. Yeah, of course. It was just a
Okay.
conversation, but
And
yeah.
when we were in the shed, because there's still a shed that is there, was there more wood left? or
Yeah, there
no?
was more wood left for sure. There was quite a bit of wood.
I want to grab a bunch of wood, as much as I can.
You could probably only carry it's firewood, so it's
Right.
logs, so I wouldn't say you can carry a whole lot. Yeah, like a couple of logs, I guess.
I'll hand everybody a log.
The log. Okay, so you guys
That is
leave.
a way to light a lighthouse. If it's a reflective light, maybe, I don't know. I have no idea, to be perfectly fucking honest, but it burns.
Okay.
Take a
So you
look.
guys you guys leave the house, you get some logs, I guess. And now you're standing outside and it's just burning brightly. Crumbling to the ground.
But it's like well lit. When we look out
Yeah.
beyond the edges of it, do we see anything?
No, so you just see more trees. So like I said, when you guys went to a tree line, there were fires beyond that. There was a little bit of like a grove. And they took you farther where this cabin was nestled kind of up against the trees. So it's like burning some of the trees down. They're starting to catch.
Do we see what happened to the people that live there? Where
No,
they
so
went?
you turn around and all of those pyres that they had set up that you helped them set up are now it's just blackness out there. So the only light is this cabin that's just burning to the ground, and then flashlights if you have them on.
Well, should we go further up the path or back the other way? I don't know.
Yeah, you guys feel like you could probably make your way back to the path. You know the general direction of it, and it wasn't that far of a walk to get to this cabin.
And when he was talking about the boats, did he? That I know he only said maybe rowboats, or whatever. Did I get an indication of which way?
No, he just said the shoreline. He said there's some docks, near the beach somewhere. There's probably some rowboats. That's what he told you.
Do we want to see if we can
What's-
find a boat? Not that he was the most trustworthy person, obviously.
Is there a
At this
wheelbarrow?
point,
We could light one of the logs and put it portable campfire.
No wheelbarrow that you found.
what's our plan? Are we trying to still get to the lighthouse, or
That's the only.
I mean,
What else can we do?
now it's not just them that are out there. Now it's where the fuck Craig was.
And as you guys are standing there, you almost feel like you're being watched from the tree line. Just beyond the light.
I feel like we're being watched from the tree line just beyond the light.
Well, this house
Just
is
move.
eventually going to burn out. We got to go.
Okay, so yeah, you guys, like I said, you're standing out front. Where do you want to go? Like just back toward the road
Towards
or
the ocean, right?
off into the forest? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess just towards whichever way it looks like it's down towards where a lighthouse might be.
Okay. So you guys head back. So I'm guessing you're going back to the beach where you were, where that rental place was, right? That's the last
I guess is
beach
that the
you
only way to
remember.
get down to the beach?
Well, I mean, that's the
Yeah.
last beach you remember. So
Yeah.
yeah. And again, remember, it's pitch black out here. Like there's no starlight, no moonlight. It's kind of hard to orient yourself, but you could find your way back to the road.
Yeah.
So
Okay, yeah.
you guys find your way back to the road. Keep to it for some time until you hear the crash of the waves again. The rental place is still standing. However, it's sagging really badly. The roof looks like it's about to cave in again, or still. And you decide to head toward the beach. And very quickly you find sand under your feet. And eventually you find a dock. And you find a single boat bobbing in the water. The ocean has died down from what you remember when you were last here.
What kind of boat?
It's a small rowboat.
Does it fit
Seats
4
4?
people?
No motor. What?
Fits 4?
Yeah. You could fit 4
Rowboat.
people in there. Yeah, for sure.
Are there oars?
Yeah, there are oars. It's
And
intact.
I have a broken one.
Let's go.
Do we see anywhere to row to?
You see blackness. Again, remember, there is no light except the light coming from your flashlights. You do see the open water, though.
That's
Well, with any luck, these things can't swim.
Yeah,
We
he
should
did. He
listen.
did tell you that there was a. Yeah, he
not
did tell.
knowing where we're going. That's almost a worse idea.
We could hug
Well-
the shoreline until we see something.
Yeah, at the very least, we know if we don't go too far, the waves come towards the shore, right?
Yeah, the current change is about 200 yards out, though.
Maybe we
Keep
don't
it.
go that far.
Okay.
All right. Let's have one
Yeah.
flashlight in front and one flashlight out back, and
Okay. So you guys board this small rowboat. You untie the rope from the dock, and you push off toward where you think is open sea. Toward maybe where this lighthouse was, just offshore. So, I need someone to roll me a check to
Mhm.
see where you
wants it?
find yourselves as you take yourself out into the ocean.
Who wants the roll?
I did it last time.
Like who is sort of
Yeah.
commanding the charge out here?
I'm the dad. I'll take the role.
All right, so you're at the head of the boat, steering ahead. So roll me your 2d6.
Ha!
Okay.
Burn.
So-
thing.
But I didn't get a 6, so it doesn't matter, right?
Oh.
Correct. Yeah, you can't burn anything.
Oh.
So yeah, you start rowing your way out there. You're checking behind you, in front of you. This mist just starts to roll in over the surface of the ocean. And you can tell that you feel something underneath you at your feet. Your attention's been so focused out in the distance, you didn't realize that this boat is slowly filling up with water. And pretty soon it's going to be underwater. And so now we must dim a candle. I can do this. There we go. All right, so these things are true. The world is dark. Timothy, roll me a 6.
Roll a 6.
Hopefully. Roll a d6.
Oh, I don't get to say a truth?
Oh, yeah, shit. Sorry, I totally forgot. Say the truth. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Say the truth.
Say the one truth right now.
The boat bumps into something solid.
Okay. And
We are alive.
Live.
yay. Okay.
Hey.
You are alive.
I mean, I don't mean just like something in the water. I mean, like it scrapes up onto
Like a rock.
Of course, of course.
like a rock. Yeah.
Like a
So
big
this
one.
Yeah.
this boat
Like
is
an island, like
sinking.
Poop
Yeah, this
Island.
boat is sinking.
It's
You
Poop
guys
Island.
abandon ship basically and start, swimming. But right before your foot leaves that, you feel it hit something hard. And as you kind of like swim forward, you scrape your palms on what feel like sharp rocks. And you guys all get to your feet. You're no longer in water. You made it a pretty far distance across that bay. And like I said, the fog is just rolling in and the air is thick with it. So you shake your flashlights, but however, they've come in contact with water, and so they seem to be flickering all too much like those headlights in that truck you left behind in the parking lot. So you guys climb up. You're very cold, you're very tired, very afraid, making your way up this pile of rocks, beating these flashlights or shaking them to keep them lit up. What would you like to do? And just so you know, this is the last stand, meaning if you fail a roll, your character dies.
So, I'd like to use my moment.
Okay.
So, my moment was somebody doing something not self-serving, but trying to help somebody else.
Okay.
And I think I've seen he's had a dim view of humanity for a long time, being a transient, people walking past him, not making eye contact, ignoring him, so forth. But I think these last few hours, seeing what he's seen from everybody, Joe saying, "That's not your mom, come on," trying to help him. Timothy grabbing the weapons to help protect Joe from this other creep, Craig, and so forth and so on. Everybody's kind of stuck together and helped each other out. And I think that's all kind of culminating in his head right now. And so as that, I'd like to roll to say that this rock outcropping is actually the border that the lighthouse is built on.
Okay. All right.
So what exactly do I roll?
So you need to roll 1d6. And as you guys are standing there, you kind of starting to hike up. You feel this. You've been bolstered by all of your companions, sort of sacrificing themselves for others. You guys have all like bound together, and you feel like it's your turn now. It's your turn to save everybody. And so yeah, you're hiking up this thing. So yeah, you just need to roll a d6. Holy shit!
I told you it was my moment.
Holy shit! So you gain a hope die. So just make note of that.
Oh, damn.
Dang! That is
That needs to be clipped.
crazy. Hot
Literally
damn.
delaying the inevitable. But
I know. But thematically, it's awesome.
Yeah, that was.
oh my
that was
god.
awesome. All right, I get to roll 96 to see if I get to narrate it. But yeah, you why don't you explain this moment? Like, so you did win.
Stopping
So
on these rocks, it's dark. The flashlights are flickering in and out, and it's just everything was kind of feeling hopeless. But at the same time, I was finally feeling like it's not hopeless. These people have stuck together for the first time. It's the best friends I've ever had, and I've only had them for a day. People that I felt like actually cared, and so I'm like, no, it can't just be these rocks. And so I just trudged ahead, kind of in the dark,
okay.
and I found a concrete slab and climbed up on that, and I could tell almost immediately this was the beginnings of a lighthouse.
Okay. Did I even roll a 6? I got 1, so we tied. So yeah, you hope fills you, and you just usher the rest of your party on with you, even though they're just cold and they're wet and they're tired and they just want to lie down and close their eyes and go to sleep, forget everything that's happened. And yeah, you find this stone slab, this concrete slab. It leads to a set of stairs, and it leads to a lighthouse door. You can kind of feel up the sides. Tim, the last light of their flashlights, they're like aiming it up the side, and you can see this thing stretches off into the mist above you guys. So you're standing at the door. What would you like to do?
Open it.
Okay. So why don't who's opening it to see what's inside this lighthouse?
I was the first one there. I'll open it.
All right. Roll me a d6. And actually 2d6. You have your hope dice. And
Should
it's
I roll them separately?
Yeah, roll them separately. So roll 1 first.
Okay, that's my regular one.
Whoa, shit! That is so crazy. God damn.
Wow.
All right, roll me another one, because if you roll more 6s than me, then okay. That's crazy. Okay, so we both rolled 1. So yeah, you kind of hold your breath. You put your hand on the door handle and you open it, and it is unlocked. And inside is this perfect silence It's actually dry in here. You don't feel the fog anymore. The waves crashing on the rocks, spitting up at you. And you kind of feel your way around, and you find a staircase that's wrapping up the side. And you aim your flashlights up top. And you do see, in fact, you look around and it's strangely untouched. Like, it doesn't seem like this place has been ransacked. There's some furniture sitting around. There's some crates with some supplies. Looks like there's food here. But yeah, we have this this staircase just circling up this lighthouse, and there's a ceiling where this staircase disappears into.
I start going up the stairs.
Okay. So you guys, are you guys all following? What's the marching order? And I guess, Timothy, you got your flashlight. Levi has a flashlight. You still have your lighter, Josephine, right? So
Mm-hmm.
who's in the lead? Is it still Possum leading the way?
I'll give my flashlight to Possum.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take. As I start going up the stairs, I'm like, "Let's go! I need light." And then Levi hands me.
I'll take up the back behind the kids.
I'll be after Possum.
Okay. So you guys make it up there, and you enter this landing, and you kind of train your flashlights around, and you see like they're reflecting on glass, and you move further down around, up higher even still, and you see the lens of this lighthouse. Completely out though.
Looking around, can I tell, like, with the flashlight, is it like a switch that turns it on, and does it look electrical or gas powered? Or...
Yeah, it seems like it probably runs off electricity, so it takes something like a generator to get to work.
Is there a generator?
Not up here. Not down there.
I'm gonna have to try to use my moment.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
What is your moment? Let's talk about it.
My moment is when I get the lighthouse lit.
Like the hope of getting a lighthouse lit, or what?
Yeah.
So you're trying
I
to
want
say,
to
like,
find hope through us like lighting the lighthouse at least for a little bit.
okay.
So I'm gonna try to do that
So it's a 1d6.
or die trying. Probably die.
So yeah, you're hunting around for any sign of power or any way to power this thing.
Yeah.
And roll away. Okay. So you're hunting around, and you look under where the lens is, and you find this compartment, and you see some cords going down there, and they're leading down something, and you see something that looks to be a generator down below. Like there's this compartment underneath this this lens. But you go down there, and you trip while you're down there, and you're in complete darkness, and you're sitting there, your heart's racing, you're breathing very heavily, and you start to hear movement around you. And so, because this is the end of Josephine, why don't you tell me what happens to her as she hears the movement around her in the darkness?
I reach for my lighter and my knife, and I'm gonna like clumsily flip my knife open and try to light the lighter, and it's not lighting, and the sounds are getting closer, and at the last second I light it, and I see what these things look like in their true form as they start destroying me, and I scream so loud that they can hear.
Okay, so you all witness this. You see Josephine kind of go down while you guys are trying to look around, and you see this flicker of this lighter just in this black pit, and you almost hear like a breath of excitement, and that light snuffs out, and then all you hear is a scream. And you start to hear more movement down below. It's getting more frantic. It almost sounds like just a swarm of cockroaches crawling over each other. And it's getting louder and louder. What would you guys like to do?
Throw all the wood into where the lens where a light would be.
It's a dome light typically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like these
Yeah.
lenses that go around. Yeah.
Yeah. And then just try to light the whole thing on fire.
Or the kerosene on it.
So down.
Yes.
We have the
You have the
kerosene.
kerosene. So down into the pit where Josephine went, basically? Or are you just trying to underneath?
Well, get it lit.
Like where like in front of the lens.
Okay, so like you're trying to
Yeah.
start like a little fire under the lens?
Yeah, like if it wasn't electric, how you would do like a light with the lens. Yeah.
Okay, while you guys hear this this intense scurrying sound, there's no growling, there's no shrieking, there's nothing like that. It's just this very unsettling sound as something's crawling up, or many things are crawling up toward you. You guys are shoving the wood under there, you're dousing it with kerosene. So, who is leading this charge? I would like to roll
Well,
to see if it gets...
She failed a roll. Does that
Yeah,
mean
so
we
the
do
way
a
it works
truce?
is, yeah, we don't...
No.
So basically when there's one candle left, every failure results in a death. When everybody's dead, the candle goes out. That's the end.
Gotcha. Well, Possum has the box of matches.
Okay.
All right.
So you're trying to get it lit. You're just like scratching these matches while it's doused in kerosene.
But
You have
I have
your
a
hope die. You have your hope die. Holy shit!
That hope die, dude.
Wow. All right. Well, let me.
Lucky possum.
do not go gentle in that good night,
Jesus, you are rolling like a.
Eric,
That's
go get a
insane.
scratcher.
right?
Oh, 2 6s.
All right, I got 2 6s. So yeah, you just at the last second, you can almost feel a presence behind you, and Levi and Tim are just like go 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 go, and you light it, and you just this bursts up into fire, and you guys are blinded because these lenses are just refracting this light even brighter than it would be otherwise, and you kind of stumble back, and for a moment you hear those shrieks kind of scurry into the shadow. So the fire's burning. The area where you guys are is lit up. You can see the windows around you. It's just blackness outside. You almost just see your own reflections in the glass. But you hear just that movement underneath you still.
Can we turn the light to go down?
No, it's like a massive lens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are the windows intact?
Yes, they are.
Is there somewhere for the smoke to go?
Oh, good point.
Because if not, I'm gonna say, Tim, we need to break these windows before we choke to death.
You have an ore, smash a window.
Levi is gonna attempt to try to smash the window, but I mean, he hasn't really had to do anything for his whole life, so it's just kind of like bink, dink.
Okay, so why don't you roll me a die and see what happens? Let's see if you break this. Let's see if you break this window.
This would be a shitty ass way
I
to
know.
go.
Shard through the neck.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay, so you are
0 6 7.
you are smashing this window over and over and over again, and you succeed though. You break through it, but at that last second, you've never felt strong in your life. You've always been looked down upon as the weakling, and this was your moment to shine. And you break through that glass, And you look out into this blackness as the glass just kind of falls to the ground. And you trip, though. And you land on the sill where there's still some shards of glass. And they just pierce you in your belly. But you don't even feel it. You're so excited by what you did, this massive accomplishment. It may seem small to a lot of people. And maybe it even provided some hope for the ones you left behind, because the smoke is in fact, pluming out of it. And those last moments, you hold on to that just as you're ripped away into the darkness. And you, Tim and Paul, you see this. You see him smash through the glass. He's like doubled over, hanging halfway out of it. And then he's just pulled out, and you see his legs and his feet just zip out into the darkness in a spray of blood.
I collapse under the light and start crying.
Okay.
Yeah, when I see him do that, I can't even make noise. Like, I'm just up against it and just head in my hands.
Okay. So you guys are sitting there, the warmth of the fire you created at your backs, the wind howling through the window, the blood dripping down where Levi, severed himself essentially. The ghost of Josephine kind of just whispering to you in the sounds of this skittering sound. Like I said, these cockroaches just lying in wait for that fire to die down. What would you guys like to do? And the fire is slowly dying down.
What do you want to do, Paul?
Don't know. I don't know.
I pull out my dead cell phone and I just stare at it.
Okay, the fire is dwindling. Sorry, go ahead.
I just wanted to hear my wife's voice one more time. I just needed to get the phone on and see if she left a message.
What about you, Possum?
How do we use our brinks?
So your brink it allows you to re-roll all dice.
Okay.
And you have to work the narration into it. But it has to be it has to be the last thing you have left.
Right.
The bottom of the stack. So if you've used your vice and your hope and your virtue.
How much of the fire still burning?
It's dwindling pretty quick. I mean, the cold wind is blowing in. The smoke is going out there, out into the darkness. But it's dying down. Some of the moisture's coming in, spraying on the lens of the lighthouse. The howling becomes louder.
I don't know what to do.
Not much we can do. I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna walk over towards the window. And I'm just gonna drop my cell phone out from the top of the tower. And I'm gonna pull my hatchet out. You know, you possum. And I'm gonna run down the stairs.
You're
Swinging
running
my
down the
hatchet.
stairs the way you came.
Yeah.
Not under the light where the compartment where Joe went, but back down the way you came, right?
Where the things are coming up, right? Are they
Okay.
coming up through the compartment or the stairs?
Yeah, the compartment right now. That's all you can hear right now.
No, well then. Sorry, I thought they were coming up from all directions.
Well, you just hear stuff. You hear the wind howling outside. You hear them coming from the compartments. Yeah, you haven't. It's kind of a small space up here, so whether or not there's
All right,
any
well then let
below
me.
you-
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wanna You want to make a run for it?
Yes.
Then we run down the stairs. All right,
Okay.
at least I'll lead the way. Yeah.
Right behind him.
So you leave the safety of the fire and start heading into darkness. And your flashlight, do you still have that out? It's
Yeah.
still just barely beating like a slow heartbeat on the wall as you run down these stairs. So, and in fact, you do hear the same sound down here, but much louder than where Josephine fell. So
Oh yeah. No, I have the gun, not the
you
hatchet.
have the
There we
gun.
go.
You have the gun. Yeah. I was gonna say you
Yeah.
guys could
Oh,
kill it.
fuck, I forgot about the gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gun. Okay, so
The
you're racing.
machete?
Yeah, machete. You're racing down these stairs. So roll me a d6 and see what happens
All right.
as you feel the presence of these things start to stretch out from the darkness. Oh. Okay, you go down and you get you see just a glimpse of something. You can't quite make out what it is, but you just see like a flash of this blackness, this blur. You just start, firing off round after round after round, and it's just flashing and just this glistening black form, and almost like these claws lash out at you. But they start to tangle on your legs, they grab you, you start to feel them bite in. How does Timothy go down?
With one last shot, as I start to go down, like turned around and I started to be dragged out by these creatures. And this is when I say it was good to know you, Possum.
Oh, shit. Okay. So, Possum, you see this. Timothy turns around, a very calm look on his face, a very thankful look on his face, and he raises his revolver to his head and blows his brains out in a spray of blood, and he collapses. And his body is dragged off the side of the ladder, and you're standing there all alone while the shadows come for you.
I keep going.
You're gonna keep going? Okay, so you have your machete and you start hacking at this darkness. So why don't you roll me a d6? Oh, 1. Okay, so
Does that get rid of my hope die?
roll your hope die.
Oh,
Oh, man.
Oh.
Three
What a
sixes in
way.
a row and then double.
What a
ones.
way. Okay,
It had to
so
go, it had to happen.
So you're kind of like choking back tears as Timothy says this heartfelt thing. You guys didn't know each other very long, but he was proud to know you. And he drops down, and you're filled with rage, and you feel like anything you can do to avenge him, you're going to try, even though you know it's completely hopeless. And you start hacking and hacking and hacking through, and you actually hear screeches. You hear these strange sounds, but they almost sound like they're coming from around you, like inside your head, like they're speaking to you. And tell me how Possum finally falls.
My candle's out. So I'm hacking through and just kind of crying and screaming, just filled with rage and despair. And actually, because it's a spiral case down along the outside, as I'm hacking my way down, I actually just misstep and fall 3 stories
Oh shit.
on
Okay.
the ground.
Yeah, you trip and you fall, and you can't see the ground, but you just feel it rushing toward you, and you just kind of hold on to that moment because at least you know it'll be a quick death.
Yeah.
And you impact. And that. So now the way this works is these things are true. The world is dark. And if you've been here the whole stream, everybody, you'll know that these characters, before they set off on this, they all recorded sort of a last message to the road. They found this tape recorder in the glove box of the old pickup and thought they just had the urge to leave something of themselves behind, maybe in the hopes that their loved ones would find it and know where they were and at least know what their intentions were. So I will play that now.
Hey babe, it's Tim. I finally got back to the house, but you weren't there. Just call me, okay? My phone, my phone's almost dead. But I'll find a charger. And I'll be waiting, okay? Just listen, I'll find you. Just call me. All right? I love you. We're gonna get through this. All right? Bye.
I don't know if anyone will ever hear this, or if anyone will even be alive to hear it. My name is my name is Paul Offerman. Me and some others are making our way to the old lighthouse by Sawtooth Point. We heard there may be help there. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not, but we have to try. If I don't make it and somebody finds this, if you can give word to my mother, if she's alive. Her name's Candace Offerman, lives in Carmel Heights. Tell her I love her and that I'm sorry. I can't help but feel that all this is just some sort of reckoning that we have to pay for who we are. I think we're all gonna die, and I think we deserve it.
What's up, guys? It's Joe. I know it's been like a million years since I've vlogged last, but I figure it's as good of a time as any to update you guys on what's going on with my life. Well, the world has gone completely to shit, as you all well know. But I've managed to survive. Gotten with a group of a few guys that I feel relatively safe
They
with.
cut out.
And
No?
What?
we're gonna try to
Yeah, I don't
go
hear
to the
anything.
old lighthouse and
I hear it.
maybe try to get some light up in this bitch. But yeah, I don't really have much more to say, but I'm hoping that this finds some of you, and I'm hoping I'll get the channel back together at some point in the future. So yeah, I hope you guys are all well, and talk soon. Bye.
My name is Levi. I'm so scared right now. I'm scared that I won't be able to find you, Mom, Dad. I'm so sorry I left. I tried to come back, but the roads were blocked everywhere. By the time I got back to the house, the windows were already broken, everything taken. Your suitcases are gone. I can only hope that you made it to the shore at this point. That's where I'm going now. I promise I'm gonna find you, so I can tell you in person.
And that is the end of 10 Candles, everybody. Fantastic work, guys. That was awesome. Oh, I heard myself. That was weird.
I had turned up my stream to hear the recordings because
Oh yeah, because I was playing it locally. I already saw that. You guys couldn't hear it. I should have probably put it in Foundry, but anyway, hope thanks. I know we ran a little bit longer. Thanks for hanging out with everybody, with all of us, and hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully, it was a good opportunity for you to maybe give it a try on your own. It's only like $10, the PDF, I think, at CalvaryGames.com. So again, thank you, Heimat der Katastrophe, for allowing us to use their amazing music they composed for this. And thanks all of you for joining us, and the players who did an awesome job. I thought that was a blast. First time playing it, so thank you guys.
Yeah, it was definitely a good time. That was awesome.
Yeah,
that was cool.
that was fun.
It's fantastic.
I like how the recording kind of like really adds that emotional.
Those were awesome, by
Yeah.
the way. You all did. Those were fucking great.
Yeah, they were amazing. I know Ducky basically, he sent me this file that was all like hissy and shit, and I was like, oh fuck. I was like, I gotta. So what I did is I took all your guys's and like did the kind of similar thing to make it sound like that. But yeah, I was like, oh, that was a great idea.
Those were awesome.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that is the game of tragic horror, I guess, right?
Yeah, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween, everybody. Woo.
Love Halloween.
Man. Yeah.
Cool.
We're definitely gonna play that again sometime.
Yeah.
that was fun.
Yeah.
Well, I would.
Yeah,
I
that was
think
a lot of fun.
it'd be a really fun game to do in person with the candles. burn the-
Yes.
In the
Oh,
dark
yes.
with the candles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because imagine
Yeah.
like, you know, all the lighting, like it's getting blacker and blacker and blacker. So until you're in
Right.
complete darkness.
That'd
Yeah.
be kind of a cool
Yeah.
game.
That'd be cool. All right. Well, are there any raids? Any?
Yeah, well,
channels?
I mean, there's like nobody on in a lot of what we normally do, so we're gonna raid into Super Kaylin, who is just an
Alright.
awesome person and a friend in the community and stuff like that. So we're gonna raid her. But stick around for that. We're gonna run some credits for a little bit. We also coming up. I completely forgot all week that not only do we have the weekly scroll on Saturday morning, where myself and Hunter will be going over Necro Nautilus from Adam Bass and World Champ Games. Very excited for that. It's a really, really fun game that I would love to play sometime soon. Saturday night, we're actually doing Archipelago Part 2 with Jables and Gilded Staff and Gilded Ian. So that'll be very little sleep that I will get that day. But anyone that enjoyed Part 1, it was a lot of fun. Come join us on Poop Island, and you'll see Part 2. And then next week, Monday, we are premiering Mycelium Madness from Janelle with myself and Matt and Matthew or Gorgongon and Jables and the Mother of Jedi. And then DK Wednesday, and then we're premiering Victory Basic on Thursday. So a jam-packed 2 weeks we're in the midst of right now. So definitely be here for like 4 out of the next 7 days at least.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's where we're at.
Cool. All right, guys. Thanks everybody again. Appreciate you hanging out, and we will see you next time. Good night.